Gerard, call the PD down right now.
All right, so folks, we are here in Bomi County, where President, His Excellency President Joseph Newman Waka host major cabinet meeting here in Bomi County. We have all other ministers here, so the President is about to make his opening remark. After contact.
Good morning. Welcome to Chattanooga. What they call Ellen Avenue. In the house that Chattanooga the houses in their homes. I'm not from Chattanooga, and I grew up here. I thought it was closer to Monrovia and to go all the way to Buffalo. We have a farm here, and so we decided to build this place, and it's turning into a place where you can come and find some time to rest. But just for the time we get in, and the next day it becomes just as much as Monrovia. I want to thank all of you for coming all the way on this bad road. The road is how it is because of arrangement that was made before to give concession agreement that were hard, I know, so we have to continue to live with it. Every now and then we intervene, we tell people how they could make life better. We can't do it for too long. I hope again that it will getting worse and worse. Intervene, but I want to welcome all of you and I want to thank you for taking the time to come all the way out here. Thanks to all of you who also came on the day of the birthday. A number of people that are here from all over. Very encouraging and very grateful. People, Actually, I come here because I wanted to avoid the crowd. It looks like I should have taken I always say when people don't like you, it's bad. When they like you, it's worse. But I'm very grateful. And, it's good I'm having this kind of meeting here. It's a little change in venue. We hope we'll have the opportunity to do that once in a while. Thanks to all of you again for the support, the hard work. So today, we know that a few more ministers are on the way. But we have a quorum. So we want to call this cabinet meeting to order. And our usual thing will lead us the word of prayer.
Passion to transform Liberia. We ask us to deliberate, Heavenly Father, you take care of us, you give us wisdom, you give us understanding so that decisions can be made to affect the future of Liberia. In Jesus' name we pray.
Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Mr. Vice President. During the President, I'd like to welcome you to this cabinet meeting here. As the President said, really has changed. So some of you are quite uncomfortable because of the city capacity. But nonetheless, it's still a cabinet meeting, and we hope the results from this cabinet meeting will be around the country. Mr. President, before I proceed, I would like to do a few introductions. First, we have a new Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Mr. Sam Sikuyaway, sitting today as the Minister of State. We also have the new head of PDU. You know, the PDU has been a vexing issue over time. Now, through your permission and approval, we have Mr. Mark Moba, who is now the new head of PDU. Yes, we also have with us the Minister of Mines and Energy, the new Minister of Mines and Energy, Mr. Timber. Okay. Okay, as you can see, the agenda is quite loaded and compressed, but the most important part of this agenda, of course, as the President always articulated to us, is creating jobs for the youth. And therefore, we'll brainstorm as a cabinet. I've asked a few ministers and heads of agencies who work directly, is in line with job creation, to chime in to see how we can collectively find a strategic approach to increase job creation in the country. And hopefully, at the end of this, we'll have an accelerated job creation framework with specific responsibility from various ministers and agencies. The next item on the agenda, of course, is the question of jobs. You know, there have been some work, some improvement so far in tackling the job situation, but we want to hear from those who have been charged with responsibility to handle this and find a way how we can speed it up, where the gaps are, fill them, where we need to make some improvement, do that, especially in terms of rehabilitation of those who have been affected by the drug crisis. But it's also important that the drug crisis and rehabilitation of those affected can also be linked to employment as well. So we see how employment is so critical. in this meeting, for this meeting. The next item on the agenda, of course, is the budget. For the first time, we've exceeded the $1 billion mark, and so we are all happy. The minister will brief the cabinet on the budget, some of the assumptions that went into the budget in terms of revenue generation and how the revenue will be allocated across the various sectors of government. And there are other issues on the agenda, including our role as a member, a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. The Foreign Minister will be speaking to that specifically. Mr. President, without much ado, I'd like to turn the agenda over to the meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and sorry we have much out of the press. As I said earlier, and thank you again for your presence here. We have a few things to highlight. Open statement. As we begin the month of the year, we recognize the broad aims across the government that we have made together. And I'd like to say this, I'm very serious about it. Sometimes I wonder, some people believe that they will have to do everything to be a part of the making of this country. But everything you do add to the making of the country. And I wish we knew, even when we're in opposition, we should wonder if you came and we're not given a chance to do anything, and the next person comes, they do the same thing. We do have a country. We wouldn't have a country. So all of us will play our part in our respective areas. And I want to appreciate everybody, whatever we do, even including our people who are not in government, who are doing good things for the country. We have to be very grateful to them. So a few things have happened in agriculture. The rice production is rising with nearly 15,000 hectares under cultivation. I would like to highlight that because all of these are based on information given us by those who are key players. So when they talk, you can go and check behind the ministry and let us. Government is strengthening at the rule of law is improved. We are not relenting in our fight against corruption. And I've already begun setting examples to demonstrate our seriousness. A case involved suspended any official should be resolved promptly, and you know some of them have already resigned. The outstanding audit. Outstanding audit, along with matter submitted to the LSC, we must address these without delay. And I'm saying without delay because sometimes these delays create other problems because people continue to talk about them, and also they affect our progress. The national security has improved. We must continue to intensify our effort against drugs. And I want to say that from all indications, even the fight against drugs is taken very serious, including the citizens themselves. I want to be grateful to them. Our young people need to be rehabilitated. So it's not just fighting the drugs, but to rehabilitation of those who've been affected. The economy is stabilizing, growth is accelerating. Key achievement this year, that we have surpassed the $1 billion national budget. As you know, it's been a long time. We've been between 600-700 million to make such an improvement. I want to congratulate all of those who have been involved in the tax regime. And most of this money comes from our own resources. That's the beauty of it. The tourism establishment of tourism authority in Nigeria. It's a very important move. Internationally, Nigeria is gradually regaining credibility and visibility. Public sector delivery depends on our strong performance. Our officials must collaborate, meet their targets under the performance management system. Maybe when we started, most people did not understand how that was working. But I hope it is working now, and provide regular reporting to track outcomes of foreign trips, engagement with development partners, and ensure that Nigeria benefit from these trips and our efforts. The high demand of leadership will continue to guide our appointments. We have rigorous vetting of critical positions and not at business as usual. It's not going to be based on party relations or any family connection. Because this country has to move to put the right people in place, people who love the country, people who want to see a good country, and people who are competent. And with DA leadership, want to inform all appointment basically as we respond to the service delivery. It is important because it affects our youth and our country. And I want to go also further to say that we approach today's discussion with firm results. I'd like for some of the people, because it is difficult for people to know what is happening. If you have some special programs that you are pursuing that are maybe can brief us, because people want to know what is happening. If some people talk without knowing, we don't care much about those who don't want to say the truth. So we know what we're doing, and sometimes the things that you have in the pipeline that will make people know that things are happening. We have the chance to talk about that. One thing that is sure that we are here to build this nation, and I'm saying that we are doing it on the basis of who we know, where we know about our country and where we want to move. I have other talking points such as in the agriculture sector, like we said, the rice production, but also in the infrastructure. Is expanding. Electricity, as in the MD was here this morning. I don't know whether he's around. I want to thank him very much for the hard work, and I see people are feeling that electricity is moving. I think one of the most recent ones is that we want to take it all the way to Rama Street from here to Bay Junction. I think that is ongoing. Integrity and accountability. Integrity institutions, we want to let them know also that they too are not above the law. So just as they are there to monitor we also are monitoring them, whether we have to be what they want us to be. So, supplementary cases, outstanding orders, LHCC matters not be resolved quickly, as I said. Security anti-drugs, we have talked about that, fire against drug being intensified. We want to warn those people who are doing these jobs that they are not, like I tell the police, that the badges they wear are not hunting license. I see the drug and drug people, they're running wild with things as if to say it's a license for them to break the law. That's not what we say. The results must show in what you do. Job creation is very important. There's no way we're going to go through this country this long without creating jobs. As I told you quite often that a lot of young people train, prepare to work, need jobs. Some people believe that all these jobs must come to the government. It's not possible. So let's do everything. I don't see the NIC many a year. Okay. Then our international standing, which is very important. Sometimes we don't know, but these are all monitored very closely. And they have a lot to do with how we accept loans, how we support. And I think it's important that we are conscious of that. The public service performance, we've already talked about that. On our leadership and appointment, we don't know everybody that we appoint. But we want to say that people who even recommend people must first believe in what we want to achieve, and they themselves must stand for it before they bring people. And just hold anybody as accountable who brings somebody who they know, not the right person. We can help people, but when it comes to service delivery, it has to be the right people. And right people don't necessarily mean people who are academically competent, but integrity as well. Behind the corridors, I want to inform you about our relationship with two other branches of government have been improving very well. The legislatures have tried their best to work with us. The judiciary as well. And I think we need them to understand that we all need to work together to achieve for this country. We had very successful conference in Banga. Then to the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Trevor G and all of these people, they turned in numbers. They were well, first time I see them well dressed, and they were all in very good spirit. Of course, what I like to do for my own private record, I want to know the statistics and the number of leaders from each of the counties. Some counties dominate too highly. It will be interesting, you get to know. But they were all in good spirit. Some of the things that we are working on, and we have some commitment for a football academy in Banga. MNG have promised us that they will sponsor that. And we're not going to let them rest until they do it, because we need it. Banga, because of the centralization, want to lay out the capitals some of the problems we have with land issues is because everybody want to be near the road. People will find out that opportunities are all over as long as the place is later. We are working on that. We want to relocate the fire station on Ashmont Street. I went to school right there. That's small place, less than I don't know, it's a lot or so. I don't see how we can continue to have that fire department there. So we're looking for a place to relocate. Here, the land people are looking around. We want to do that because we have to improve that area as well. I thought about road construction. We have some of the longest rainy seasons. So you start road construction 6 months, you have to wait. I thought the best thing to do is that if it's 100, 150 miles, we don't give it to one contractor, and give it 3, so they can work together. If we don't do that, we'll be taking 6, 7 years to build a road. So I think about it. We have to let our partners know that we have to work with respect to what our country is. Look at the Banami, the Common Road. It's almost going to how many years? Apart from the technical delays and all of these, but the rain season itself doesn't give us chance to do it. So if we have 2, 3 companies can make it faster. The other one is about the Omega Tower. You know very well that way back then we had this program about the Sally market women. When I became vice president, I think almost about 60, 70% of my time was dealing with the issues of the market. And the Sally market women, the whole Omega area was surveyed for the market. We know that other things are happening in between, but I can let you know that we're taking over everything there. Yesterday we met with someone whom we have commissioned to raise funds to put up a modern market there that will have everything, like the medical facility. I want the women there themselves to learn to read and write. Their children will come to the market, the parking lot, banking, everything will be there. That's what I want to be. And yesterday we had a very successful meeting with someone who was taking the leadership to help us raise funds for that. So those are some of the things that we intend to do. I don't know who here lives without a market, but as for us to go to markets, I've been to Gubazia before to see the slum from where our food comes and things not organized. I think that's not the way to go. So we talked yesterday. As they begin to raise the fund, we'll begin to do some of the jobs with the roads and everything. But those are some of the plans that we have in mind. And I'd like to see some issues, but some of the billboards. For a long time, I had a feeling that if I were to wake up in the morning and see a billboard and say, we are building this school or doing that, for some people, it just gives them some special feeling. Sometimes we need to let the public know what plans we have. And that also have to commit us to all those. Here, the ERBC man is here, he's been doing a good job. He spent the night here. He's from this area. We want to thank him too for the expansion of the TV station. They're not going to be TV station like we know where you have to, I think, for they're saying that you have the normal TV and they for the transformer, and that gave us access. I don't know, Eugene, is Eugene here? I think he's out. So those are some of the things that we have in the pipeline, and as you know, we talk about them, but you are our GHL. You keep those promises for us. So I want to thank you again. As we go on, there will be a few things that we'd like to highlight. The agenda of the day is before you. You want to go along with it. So this is just from my opening statement. But besides that, I'd like to also thank the Army for making use of the funds that was provided. The moment we dedicated the two facilities, Kakata and Sanakwe, the next day 605 soldiers left the barracks. That shows how congested the barracks had been. The women there complained. There were about 2-3 families using one bathroom, which was not good. And I hope that more of this will be done. I want to thank the Army for making good use of it. I think they will have to brief us on the equipment that is supposed to be coming from Cameroon. We've been waiting. We have personally intervened. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kofi Woods. Sometimes we need to be given progress report to know how we stand on that, so that if there are further interventions that we need to make, we'll make them. So I want to thank you and welcome you again. We will come to the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, I will please
Of what was discussed. Sorry, there. Again, I'm Joe C. Is response Joe Spoon, Executive Mansion Reporter. So, folks, we are right outside here in Tuckman Bird City at the President Joseph Boakat residence, where the 8th cabinet meeting is being hosted, and the president highlight key issues concerns issues highlighted by the president. He talks about the road. He talks about the rehabilitations of barracks in the rural counties, and that have been done. And over 600 soldiers were moved to this barrack, named Sanakwe Barrack. And he talks about the building of the president also will talk about the president highlighted opening an academy for kids in Bond County, that's a Banga City, and that will be done anytime soon. He said they have made the necessary arrangement for the country to have its own sport academy in Banga City, because Banga serves as a central point for all counties. The president highlighted that, and also praised some of his cabinet members on the job they have been doing. Again, right after the cabinet meeting, we will again provide more updates and summary on whatever will be discussed and finalized within the today cabinet meeting. We have all ministers, deputies, and assistant ministers here in Bombing County, highlighting the president arrest agendas for inclusivity. and we are here in Bombing County to provide you with major updates on the president meetings here in Bombing County. Again, I'm Gerard, the Ace of Prince Joe Spond, Executive Mansion reporter, and bye bye.
Hey everyone, good evening to you all. Good afternoon. Good morning. Hey everyone, good evening to you all. Wherever you're watching us from, thank you for your patience. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Please share the show. I'm sorry, let's take that. Please share the show, share and come back. Go to your YouTube, go to your Facebook, share the show, subscribe, like, comment, and come back here so we can chit chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for listening to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, sorry. I'm trying to get this out of the way. Guys, my computer's tripping, so bear with me. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing right now, but I will manage it, okay, for tonight or yeah. Happy weekend, happy weekdays. Well, we weren't here yesterday, so I had to give you a happy new month, December. Guys, we're in December, like I always say. We was almost in December, and now we are in December, the last month of the year, 12 month. Woo! Happy new month. Happy December. And goodbye 2025. Yes, this is the last month. You have 30 days now to do what you wanted to do in 2025. Else, you will have no time to do so because the year will be ending and we will be in 2026. Whew! Went by pretty fast. Yep. So I was just showing a cabinet retreat that was held today in Bombing County. Yep, cabinet retreat in by the government to sit and I call it mesmerized over over what to do the next year or what has been done. Okay. But before the guys come on, let me see here. Guys, there's something I want us to talk about today that is very serious in our country and that should be, concerning to all of us, right? I know it's a little late. Some people have already talked about it or have not, but I have been thinking about it, and I think because we haven't been on, so we didn't talk about it, and I think we should. I want us to talk about it today because it's very concerning to me, y'all. It's really, really concerning to me, and yeah, I'll wait for the guys to come on so we can talk about it. And it has to do with the whole fire situation in our country. Yeah. Share the show, guys. Share it. Sharing is caring. And come back and chit chat with me and me before everybody else come on. Please do so. Please do so. And please share this. I already said share. Please comment. Don't just sit there and just watching, not engaging with us. We want you to engage as well. Please engage, engage, engage. So today, while I'm also waiting, let me play this video for what happened in the Senate today because we're going to talk about this. We are going to talk about this. So let me play it while the guys are not on yet, and you guys can watch it. But I don't know if it's a good idea because they need to watch it too. So everybody's trying to watermark their videos now. So we're playing. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing, but my computer is really glitching. It is. I don't know what's going on, but it's seriously good. And the computer is not old at all. I don't know what's going on, why it behaving that way. I just had it I'm not, if it's doing nothing to get a new computer, it's not gonna happen. Oh no, it's not gonna happen. So let's play this video. Hopefully it won't be done. You guys will start coming on, and I hope it don't start coming on when I say I'm leaving, because that is not gonna fly. You still already come on late, and people want to start coming when we are closing, and it's. But anyway, let me play this video.
Salary for 5,000 has been forwarded. Distinguished senators, the bill to establish legislator salary for 5,000 has been forwarded to the committee. And as you may be aware, our current salary in the projected budget stands at 8,000 per senator. It's not any secret in this country. So this bill will come along with the current budget. The report will come along with the current budget proposing the 5,000 benchmark. So we'll be ready to make this report either before the passage of the budget so that the necessary adjustment can be made in the projection that is made currently. So by next week, the full report will be made for committee members to sign because we have to act on this bill before the passage of the budget so that we can make the necessary adjustment. No, that's how it's supposed to be. Because the current projection is at $8,000. Is a committee something? Thank you. We should do briefing on this. I will do the briefing. Okay. Yeah. So by next week the report will be made. The report will be made. Is important? No, but you're not. Abajala, you are not close with the authority to brief us. Eh? But yeah, those who have if you put in the charge of the bill, okay. Right. The proponent of the bill you put in the chat room, right? Yeah. Everybody should have a copy. Okay, thank you. We need some copy, eh? Okay, please put it in the chat room. And
Mr. President,
yeah.
Mr. President, for all of you on the same side with the committee, please let presiding authorize the Secretary of the Senate to transmit that bill again to the committee and copies to all senators.
We'll do that.
So next week there can be no.
I'm a secretary of the Senate. You will provide copy to each member of the bill, and the proponent of the bill put in the chat room simultaneously. Thank you. But the debate, wait for the debate. But wait for the debate. We want us to start debating now. Don't say that the debate now. You also do the debate now. My partner isn't economic.
Report from Senate Committee.
Honorable Duncan, control your emotion. Control your emotion. Honorable Duncan, control your emotion. Honorable Duncan. But what about the debate in the side of the floor? No, Honorable Duncan. Stop the side of the floor. Take your emotions from this thing. Wait. Debate. What about the debate? Oh, you can alternate the half press conference outside. Yeah, argument. Get the floor to the chairman. Yeah, around. The chairman, you want to be on the floor.
They can work on a debate. Why you talking? You said we're going for the father. Go ahead, come on there. Go ahead.
Why you doing something? We just split it 8 into 2. We just make a whole lot.
No, when you get the 8 you make it 2, I agree.
Okay. Now we have the committee chairman. Have the floor. I'm chair, you have the floor. Yeah, you have the floor.
Oh my gosh. So debate to cut salary. It doesn't sound like everybody feeling that debate. So hey, the whole place is noisy. Nobody's trying to hear it. So they want everything to in check. So the noise. I'm gonna start on this, then nobody has come on yet. It's gonna be a hard thing to do with that bill. The bill is on, but that's something that I would really love to see happen. That is lawmakers reducing their salary. It's gonna be a tough thing to do. Just telling them that the bill is on the floor and they're taking it to committee room to or they're signing it to bring it out to debate on it. Look at the noise. They haven't even started a debate yet. And people are already disenchanted. Oh, Liberia's lawmakers and their money. People are already disenchanted and they haven't even started a debate yet. And that salary thing is not even going to break them because the benefits they are getting is even, is going to even make up for it. Yes, we also think they should reduce the benefits because some of it just, I mean, everything is just up there for a country like Liberia that is still struggling. I don't know whose idea was it when they said Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to think that this country just came from war and it was supposed to well. So some people have excused this and said some things about it that make sense a little bit. If you were Malam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf who was coming here to get professional from here to leave their jobs, to leave what they were doing, to go down, to go help out with Liberia's problem. I guess that's what she had the salary raised so high. And which I kind of understand that too, but with that I think she was supposed to kind of find people who are ready to make sacrifices for that country, right? Because Liberia just came from war and Liberians who wasn't ready to go home where they want, I guess, being summoned to go back home to go help with running the country. So they had no choice but to put the she had no choice but to make the salary so high and then also go ahead and did work with the legislator to do what it was just I mean I can understand where she was coming from at the time too, but still with what we were in depth, the country just came from a war. I think it should have been Liberians. She should have been targeting Liberians who were ready to go and make that sacrifice, not people who were doing things there for themselves who were not ready, who couldn't afford to just leave their jobs here and go back home at the time. Because I'm pretty sure she was trying to compensate them for the time and leaving their families or living the comfortable life they used to here. So that's why some of those salaries are so high that, and it just remained like that. When they left, the government came and they just copied on. I mean, they was finding on things that the Ellen Johnson administration was doing, but they took that as follow suit, right? All of the wrong things. They followed suit on it and left it the bad things. Those are the one that follow suit on the good things. They cripple everything. They destroy it. That was the sad situation of it all. But now that we all know, all of us Liberians know that Liberia needs that help. Liberia needs to be, you know, to be we need to be stopping or putting an end to wasteful spending. Some of those are people who are getting paid higher price tag and stuff. They deserve it. They went to school for those, professions, right? It's just the country that paying that kind of money. What does this country have, right? That's what people are struggling with to understand. And the infrastructure, the everything else in the country, school, low kids, and I mean, hospital, and everything is damaged, and then you paying lawmakers and government workers the kind of salary you paying them. That's the thing that puzzle people, and they decide to speak on it. It's not so much about people now. If you're doing a job, especially if you suffer to get your, you went to school, you got your degree, yeah. If you're doing a job that required that amount, but some of these people, they're having these high, huge, and some salary benefits and everything, and we're not seeing nothing tangible. We're not seeing anything tangible being done. So people are some people get mad about stuff like that, and that's why Liberians are so upset, or should I say, most Liberians are so upset about the whole salary cap. But to say that the people who are closed with making their own salary, I don't know who make that laws, to think that these people should be the one who decide their own salary. Like, it would be so hard to get them to be the ones to say yes, unless some well-meaning ones there, but not every one of them. You just saw what happened just for the bill being announced. You heard a noise, you heard it, the rumbling, you just saw what was going on in that chamber. So it's gonna be hard. Why we want it to happen? Why few of them want it to happen? Because they know it's not gonna take anything from them when they go to with the salary, the benefits side. It will kind of cover up, but a lot of them are not gonna do it. They won't do it. Yeah, this is the time that they will prove all of the corruption, all of the wasteful spending, all of the this, that, this. We'll see. Thank God they're not voting anymore yeah and nay. They're voting on the record. So that could be something that will be interesting. We can't wait to see it. Right. So thank you to Senator Dylan for putting that bill on the floor, because he always talk about it. And I know a lot of people have criticized him that, oh, he's not gonna do it. He's just faking. Senator Dylan doesn't want to cut his salary. He just doing it. He's just faking. He's just doing it. People are always criticizing him for doing it, but here he is. He put it on the floor. He said that in the past administration, he had a bill pulled out several times in the pro time or whatever, never brought it up on the floor. It left in committee room till the past administration was out. So I guess it is out of committee room and is now on the floor to be discussed. So thank you. Even the people who have beat on him, they're not helping him. So make noise about it, good noise. The press, they're only there to carry bad news. Saying that they don't take 30,000 as if he was the only one, or he went and broke in the caucus and took that 30,000. They always making noise about Senator Dylan as if he's the only senator. Now he's done it. Let's see how much noise is gonna come out of this that he did it. And they were criticizing him that he wasn't gonna bring it on the floor. If he wanted to, he could have done so. Now he did. So I want to see how many people are going to talk about this. I bet you not a lot. Okay, we already know. So, yeah, I just wanted us to talk about that. And seems like the guys are still on vacation. They're still enjoying the turkey, and the gravy and whatever, all GB and the baggy, whatever everyone had for Thanksgivings, right? So I'm gonna do my Low Man show. I'm gonna talk about it. And you can comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this bill being put on the floor to cut the Senate. I don't know if they're gonna do it across in the House too, but we just seen it in the Senate. So maybe it's like a virus, right? If it starts in the Senate, it will spread in the House too. The others do it, and then this will be the young one, right? The House of Representatives. After the elders, then they will do it too, hopefully. But we'll see where this will go. I am optimistic, but then again, cautious. I don't know which one is higher than the other, but from the way I seen the introduction, from the reaction from it, let's keep our finger crossed, right? Let's see what it will do. But yeah. So guys, another video that I'm gonna play. This is actually something that one of our sisters is talking about, like everybody had been speaking about, right? Concerned about and speaking about. And Convi Adam, shout out to her. Liberian gospel singer. She also, chimed into the conversation concerning this whole fire thing in Liberia. And I think we talked about it here before, and we're still talking about it because it's something that everyone needs to be concerned. People are going through a lot in Liberia already. They don't need another evil like this added on it, right? So if there's any truth in this, people need to be talking about it so something can get done about it. That's the whole point. The police need to get involved. The security apparatus need to get involved. Everybody, because this cannot be, how they let other stuff go and then it's become bigger and stuff. The norm for they to know we cannot allow this. This is evil. This is very much evil, and if it's something that people want to start to do, everybody needs to be a watchdog now and put a lid on this, right? Now, I'm not the one who would support violence, right? Mob justice. But in case, God forbid, anybody saw anybody doing this or anybody to want to put a fire in the house, to burn, fry another human being. And if you are caught, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to say it, but at that point, I would turn my face and don't care what it do to you. Because if you can be that evil to want to do something like that, then you should test it. You should get a test of your own medicine. Okay? Hopefully it doesn't get to that. But the police and other security apparatus, they can just be, everything can just be something, and they'd be like, oh, they said. You have to investigate, they say. If a lot of people are talking about they say, there have to be some kind of truth in it, right? You can't just ignore every they say. You have to go behind the they say and make sure there's no truth there. But you can't just say, oh, there's no evidence. How would you find the evidence if you don't investigate that they say? If you don't follow that they say to see if it was true or not. That's how you get evidence. So you have to do something about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna play this video for you to hear what she says, right? And then we can discuss from there. Because I was watching it and I kind of felt like, yeah, she has a lot of points in this video. And I think she does have a lot of points. And I'll kind of a lot of the things that I was concerned about, she talked about it, and that's what had me interested in bringing a video for us to talk about it, watch it and talk about it more. Right? So let's get it and go ahead. Play this. And we want everybody in Liberia to be, alert as well. Be your sisters, your brother, keeper in the country. Don't allow the evil to take. I mean, I know there's a lot of evil going there now, but it shouldn't be. We shouldn't take it to another level right now like that. Please, we have to speak about it. Oh, I don't like the size of this thing, but anyways, let's do it. Let's try. Hold on 1 second. Let's do this. Okay, so let's play from here.
I had some concerns, some questions based on posts that I saw on Facebook, based on pictures and what have you. But naturally, I thought there would be some investigation in the matter, and so maybe there will be further information later on with regards to the death of these people. But apparently, that's not the case. And then seeing their bodies yesterday raised even more questions. And so those are what I want us to talk about. First, when I saw pictures on Facebook, I saw, and I'm going to give a few points, and these are just, a theory, my opinion, yeah? They are not facts. So I saw a house, a bungalow. A bungalow is just, one-story house, our regular Liberian house. I saw a bungalow with the regular low, short windows and what have you, like, again, our Liberian kind of house. And then another thing I observed is that the house was not fenced. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe whoever took the picture must have taken it from a close angle, so we didn't see the surrounding of the house, but I'm saying it based on what I saw. Then other stories that I heard was that the fire incident happened around 10 o'clock at night. Then I had many questions. Knowing that the lady was a prominent person, that even raised my, question even further. She was a prominent person in Shara community, meaning that she had a lot of support-based support system. If community people will stop going to market, postpone all of their activities to mourn the loss of this person, that tells me that she had a good support system or good base in the community. So with all of these informations established, how come fire incident happened around 10 o'clock in an open yard, a house that is not fenced, and nobody could bring up or bring out any survivor? The next question is, what kind of fire was that? Is it accidental fire? Is it fire that was started with a fire accelerant? Did someone start the fire? And then seeing their bodies yesterday, the next question was, how come none of them, is burned beyond recognition? Somebody would say, oh, smoke inhalation kills faster than fire. Yes, we agree to that. But if they died from smoke and that level or that size of fire happened over them, I believe the fire would have subsided before people went in there to bring anybody outside. So definitely we assume or we presume that there will be some level of burn, some degree of burn to the bodies. But from the pictures we saw yesterday, clearly that wasn't the case. Or is it the funeral home that did a very excellent job that made their body look, like normal? So if they didn't get burned in the fire, and the house was engulfed into a very big fire, how long did the fire take before it was quenched? Before we have bodies that are so much intact like that? Or were they killed or murdered, if you may, before someone tried to set up a fire to hide, the evidence? Unfortunately, we will never know that because the evidence has been buried yesterday. An autopsy would have told us if they died of smoke inhalation through their lungs and what have you, but they were buried yesterday. And with all these questions in mind, folks, I'm scared. I'm really concerned. An ordinary electrical or accidental fire, for example, if it was started by electricity spark or by candle or by lantern or by generator, that fire usually takes time to burn from where it starts from, connect from one thing to another, to another, to another. And at 10 o'clock in the night, somebody would have noticed either the fire, the smoke, or the heat, to be able to raise alarm for there to be some survivor. Only fire that is started with a fire accelerant, and fire accelerant meaning gas, which is the most common fire accelerant we have in our country, gas or petroleum, that blazes immediately. The moment you spark of matches, you dust the house or wherever it is with the gas or gasoline and, strike of matches, it just blazes up in flame immediately. And such a fire is the only one that would take up an entire house at once. So if that's the case, then who did that? Who set the family on fire and why? I know when things happen, it is natural, or it is, a tendency in our community that people become so sentimental, people become so emotional, and we are so gullible that we tend to miss the most important things. The questions to ask: what happened? What kind of fire is this? How come the people are not burned, like even the little children, the smallest baby, body, everything intact? Is there no investigation into this matter? Are we just going to leave this to God will help us? God will expose them? But now I expect the community where she came from, the church, and all of her support system, the family, to be raising questions by now, asking the police to give us answers. Do you all remember the situation with the mother of the late Angel Topa? I think it happened a year or two ago, if I'm not mistaken, where their house caught on fire and almost everybody in the house got burned except one little kid. And that kid was paraded on social media with interview. And he said something. He said the fire started from the window. He said there was no generator on. There was no current in the house. The fire started from the window, which tells me that somebody, whilst they slept, got a gallon or bottle or whatever of petroleum, went to their window and pour it through there and spark a fire and just ran away. Until today, nothing came out of it. So are we saying that we are going to be living in a society where anybody who hates you, anybody who got issue with you, who just doesn't want to see you, will just go and send people, either themselves or send people to go and douse your house with fire and spark, set you ablaze and run away, and they just go with, God help us. God will expose them. This is 2025. We are living in the modern era, for God's sakes. How can we just sit down and watch a family of 5 just die like that in this kind of suspicious way, and we say God will help us? I'm not one person who go with the way. I'm not one person who just follows the crowd. No, I like to sit back and look at things from a different angle, a different perspective. The police by now supposed to have brought people in, including the husband. And I'm not saying this because I suspect the husband, but in situations like this, the first person that is brought in for questioning is the immediate family, the immediate spouse. First of all, where were you when this situation occurred? How come you were not around? Where, what is the situation with your marriage? What is the situation with your family? What is the dynamics surrounding your family? Who do you know that might want to harm your family? Who can you point, which direction? What has your wife told you? Because maybe the wife must have been in rivalry with someone, and in the process of trying to get at her, they just, every other person in between became collateral damage. The husband can give us leads that the investigation can follow. And if it's nobody that we can point out from outside, and the next question is, how come fire happened? Nobody burned. Even the youngest baby, nobody burned. With the level of fire that we saw over there, there's no degree of burn that I saw. I mean, like I said, it's just speculation, my theory. And then how come all of them are just dead? These bodies should not have even been buried until autopsy clarifies or clears the air that they died naturally from either, smoke inhalation or from the heat or whatever. Unfortunately, we have hurriedly buried them. So those details will never come out. And it's scary. It is very, very dangerous for our society. I called somebody yesterday. I said, have you got any information about these people's death? Is the police doing anything about it? And the person said, the police said they don't have any tangible evidence. They just have they say. I said, police say they just have they say? Of course, they say is part of investigation. In this part of the world where I stay, if a situation like this happen, the police will come and knock from door to door, asking people, what have you noticed? Have you seen any suspicious activities in the area? Do you know anybody who might want to harm this family? Do you know any situation about their the family, about their home? They will ask questions. They will go out because the police is the one responsible to find evidence to submit any case or anything to court. So if the police say that they only have they say, of course they say are leads. You don't ignore they say in situations like this. Everybody is a suspect until everyone that is pointed at. Even the husband, despite you'll be fainting, you'll be waking up. And sir, I'm not trying to say anything to bring you down, but despite you are, upset and so on and so forth, police will pet you, sir. We understand, we empathize with you, and we are sincerely sorry, but we need information. And usually these informations are gathered when the situation just happened, because that is when you get first-hand information. By the time the dust settles and people go home and sit down and put their acts together, get their lives together, you will never get the facts out of people. When situations happen like this, if one person says the man was in the fire and he managed to run outside and went in the hospital, maybe he collapsed and they're talking to hospital, everything, he will be on the hospital bed. Immediately he gets conscious, he comes to consciousness, they will start asking him questions. Nobody will say, oh, you're too heartless, you're too insensitive, and you're the man rest, and this and that. No, we need answers for your family. What do you know? What can you tell us? Who's been having issue with your family? Who do you suspect? And anywhere that fingers point, the police supposed to go there, ask them questions. Where were you at this time of the night? Thank God they got the geolocation stuff in Liberia, as I heard now. Where were you when this situation happened? Can we get your phone? Can we search your phone? Can we find your location at the time this situation happened? And basically, those are things that they will dwell on. What was the relationship between you and these people? People are pointing fingers at you. How can you exempt yourself from this accusation or allegation? Nobody is a taboo to mention when a situation like this happened. And the police are supposed to hide their sources, as a matter of fact. Police gave out prices to people. Do you know anyone who might have been the cause of this? You will give you 50,000, 10,000, 5,000.
Good evening, Mr. Davis. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Bright light shining over your head again. You and this bright light. So, Mr. Davis, and I decided to play this video, right? Because, you know, this is something that happened in our country, like, you know, a week or two ago. And it's for
All right.
everything that people are saying, it is scary and we should be concerned about it, right? Because why people are looking for that data, bro, you don't want something extra to add on there, you know, worry to be thinking about, oh, I'm going to bed. Who hit me to want to come and start, you know? Those are very scary things to be thinking about. And those that, I mean, how can people be so brave not to just want to take somebody else's life in such a cruel way? And suddenly because you have a disagreement with them, no more fighting. So whooping the person butt and everybody go that way, but that taking their lives, and if you have to do it to include innocent souls in it, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, so I've been thinking about it too. And when I came across this video, I decided to bring it for us to talk about it because I think it's something that is really serious and we should talk about it and push the police and other people to really, you know, investigate. And I know she's gone, she and these kids, but at least if whoever did this would be caught, right? It will set a deterrent for everybody else who want to be evil, witchcraft in the night, or broad day witchcraft behavior. You don't have to go to the shrink anymore, right? Doing that, I don't see whatever to not make you different from those witchcraft. If somebody would do something like that, and so they need to be exposed and in prison, and so that other people that would want to think about doing something like that will not think about it. So with all that she said, I kind of agree with her. I just want to get you on something on it, and you know.
Yeah, even though I didn't get the show all from the beginning, but like I before in Liberia, any community nobody know you there, don't go there late. Or when you and somebody fighting for woman, sit down home, that man late. Because when the last thing you will come, oh, they go the people can kill you for nothing. Before they realize that for woman business, that man will be gone. I saw a papa later on, but he would deny, he would defend it, that you were not there. Only some people were picking all, they said, no, he was there. But sometimes it would be late, sometimes to get him, it would be hard. It can happen. It can happen in Liberia. Liberia now is very cruel, let me tell you, Amy. We are very cruel. This time, we can't even get stranger water to drink. It's difficult. Liberia was nice before, it was cool before, and not like that again. No. Majority of the wickedness, I don't want to accuse somebody, but most of the young people that are coming out, they are wicked. Let me tell you. Most of the young people that were born in the 90s during the war, they are very, very wicked. You got to be very, very careful with them. When even you look at the Zobo, most of the people then, most of them they were born during the war. You get few old Zobo among them, that's true. But majority are war children. Those that were born from the war era. Most of them are from there, and they are very wicked. The people can come in your house, they can kill you, even on the street. Just for your own phone business, you get nerve with them, call out with them to juke you with it. And then the phone, they will juke you. They will not jab you. Or your own phone. from where they don't buy. They didn't know where it come from. Just for them to take it from you, you want to agree they want to juke you in there, or they want to take your handbag from you, you say no, they juke you in there. So I can't doubt any story in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
That Liberian we are looking now, we're looking very dangerous. We not love one another again. They're looking fearful. Then people putting parties inside too. They party with their party, all that one there causing problem for people. You can even see those that want job in government. See how the first thing want to say.
Mm-hmm.
The person they want, the person they want, the person they want. No, nobody want to be on that. Whatever friend anymore. Everybody want to be on top there. When you don't do it, they kill you. Sometimes they will kill you. They don't care how they kill you. How they chase you, they kill you, they don't care. They can chase you with motorbike and kill you. They can chase you with anything and kill you. And and not a lot of people in Liberia, they can pay them. You can pay people to kill you for something $25. The one time I saw one guy say, he told me, he said, you know the best way to be your enemy in Liberia? I said, no, say pay the crippled people that can be to the supermarket, right? So identify that man which supermarket you usually visit. You go to pay the crippled people like that. As soon as Americans are the jump on in, they start beating you.
What?
Yeah, they can do it. They say when they go investigate, police go investigate, say the man laugh at all, the man call crippled people. Like one against all of them. They are already taking money to do such thing to you. It happened in Liberia. One guy told me that thing, I said, wow. So the amputee that can beat to the shoulder and they can beat. You see, my man, that's the best way to pay them to beat somebody you want. I said, wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't get over it. What they can do in Liberia now. So no story in Liberia can be on turn. The last fire story we're talking about, you can't that's not true. You can't deny it. The people use gas to see where and put it in your heart and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that one with her grandchildren and her son are down the road. I can't imagine it. The woman come from party. She and her husband are there, come to party. Before she get outside, something happened. Fire in her. How? She never made fire when she was going inside the hut, but she came outside, she made fire. And all of them died. I learned that one person escaped. The person that living with them. I don't know how it worked. But we believe, some people believe they killed them first before they even put the fire there.
Yeah.
That's the story I go around.
Well, so with all of this, theories going around, and that's the true thing. You can't with this kind of stuff because when it happening, that's when people start to talk about it, and the people who are doing it, they would talk. So you can't say, you can't say anything about it. Or you can't go after it because it's just theories. It's just they say and that she was right to say in the video too. If you in these days, whether you're Zogo or you're amputee or whoever you are, I think they need to. The only way this evil something with that, then that people think they can just take $20 or $10, whatever, to just harm somebody. I don't care who you are, and that's why I like America. I don't care whether you cripple, you or you whatever you do the crime, they'll something you for it. So just because somebody said, the man life, so they're supposed to like the story you just said to let you go. No, they're not supposed to do that. You understand what I'm saying? And there's fire thing needs to be investigated. It has to be because even like when right after the election, when all of those fires were all of a sudden fire, everything, election, they blame it as if that was the first time they were bringing, election in the country, right?
Yeah.
Which it wasn't the first time. I mean, we know the electrical something happening all of the time, but to the magnitude that we saw fire something people gushing people's houses, it was just out of the word. And I said it. When we used to be on Spoon late night, I said that's not. I don't believe these fires are just for nothing fire. I said it. I said they are being set by people. I don't think they are for nothing. And the thing is so sad that people will go to that length to want to be doing these things to people. Now, remember the thing we talk about CCTV or CC camera or whatever they call it, right? This is the right time now, even if the residential something, the neighborhood, if the people who are there can't afford it, not the government, so help them fight crimes. Police and whatever, they need to get it and put it to some strategic area that way, focus, right? So be able to get these things and stuff. And if you're a person who can get it and put it around your house in a way, they need to do it because it's just getting out of hand now. And I think it needs to be, these things has got to stop in the country. We got to stop letting people to get away with stuff like, oh, they would do it and nothing will come out of it because the police will not investigate thoroughly, or nobody will see them and talk about it, right? So they intentionally do these things. Mr. David, I like it's hurting my eyes. Oh boy. I like over here. More is hurting my eyes and my computer too. Just get but yeah, so they have to do those things. People need to learn how to protect themselves. And I know not everybody can afford to have fence, to put their houses in fence and stuff like that. So it can be anything. In some neighborhood, when you go, you got houses like, facing each other or kind of like, so it's very hard to do fence and stuff like that. But people who can afford it, I think they should do so. Right? I think they should do those things to kind of protect themselves until they can really get the hang of security in our country, because people are losing their minds. And she also said something too, Mr. Davis, that autopsy needed to be done. Do you think she got a point about autopsy and stuff? To because they bought it, right? Myself, when I saw the body, I was like, wait a minute, I thought these people died, like got burned in a fire. That's what I thought. I don't know whether the funeral home did that great job to reconstruct the body like the way they did, or the way they were looking at nothing happened, like they never got burned in the fire. I don't know what happened there, but when I saw the body in the casket or whatever they had the body in, they were looking at people that just died from some kind of, kind of inhaling something instead of in the fire. So I don't know if you know, because I really want to know, did these people get burned in the fire and the funeral home did that job, or did die from smoke insulation? Like, what is it?
No funeral home like very sophisticated to do that stuff.
Okay.
If people die, I saw the body myself. I thought the fire burned it, and nobody burned at all. Because most of the fire burn being seen, you see people burn.
Yeah.
But this one, nobody burned. All body was equally correct. So what part of the house they were at, no fire went in on them. All of them, no fire touched them.
They don't look like it. They didn't look like fire. Yeah.
Even though smoke can kill people, but the house get engulfed with fire. I know that fire truck went in the body of, none of them burned.
But the whole house came down?
The whole house didn't get down.
Well, if the house came down, something's not adding up. Then how come the body would be there looking the way it was looking? Because I know usually when people get burned in a fire like that, like places like, I don't think they will even open the casket, right? Because it'll be so bad it burned. So when I opened the casket, but the lady and her kids were actually, they were looking like, they were asleep. Like no fire, or maybe they had burn on them, but it was at a place where their clothes cover up, but with their faces and head, I mean, they looked like they were normal death,
The people, you see, all of them, nobody fire. So when the fire burned, only on their feet, the fire was starting to burn on their feet. It wouldn't burn.
what do you want me to say, Mr. D? He's the only one I feel. It could have been about it too, but they were dressed up in court tuxedo, the little boys, and then the little girl in dress. I mean, it was just so heartbroken to see those babies in that, and with all of these theories going around, if it was any true. And the thing that makes it more credible looking or sounding, the time that the fire broke out, according to the 9 to 10, something like that, people are not sleeping at that time.
Oh.
People are nowhere sleeping in that kind of deep sleep
Mm.
that no one in the neighborhood can help or saw that fire that
Yeah.
those people left in.
The matter of fact here is the woman was not sleeping. They said she had gone for money, right? Something like that.
Mm.
So she was not sleeping. She left from party to go for money. So going back, she met up with the fire. So
Going
how
back?
that woman in our house that was just leave the house and met up with fire?
Whoa, I don't get it. What do you mean going back?
They said she was at party. She on hospital or at party. That I know that certain money they sort of gave within the community or something like that. So she went back home for it. Carrying us out the house, she met was totally deaf.
Wow.
Not that they was sleeping, no, she was not sleeping. She wanted to go get something from the house. So the person that did it now, maybe they identify the person. So all the person got to do now to kill all of them. And put the house on fire.
Well, this is where she came in about a autopsy, right? If an autopsy was carried out, right, you would know what of those people were truly died from smoke, fire, or something else happened before then, right? The autopsy will tell you that. And if it's from smoke inhalation, then people, the autopsy will tell you that. Or if they died before they fired something, the autopsy would have said that. But the fact that they just went and buried them, there's no way anybody can know what happened there.
The problem is the family got to call for autopsy. If the husband don't call for autopsy, who's going to call for it?
Well, maybe he's not thinking in that light or has any money to do the autopsy. And like I said, I know that the police always trying to miss the thing about electric fire of this magnitude taking that many people's lives. It should be something that should be concerning to them, right? Because that's safety issue that everyone, like security issue in a country that have everyone on their feet. So that's something that you have really taken a look, take a look at, really. And it's not too late. They can still, if they want to do that autopsy, they can also still, I don't know, unless they do the word thing or whatever. But if they just bury it, they can always dig the body out and do autopsy. Plus, it's gonna be hard for people playing with people loved one bodies like that, but to get an answer for this, what happened, they can always do that, right?
Somebody got to demand for the autopsy. When you not demand, nobody demand for the autopsy, they bury them. Nobody will go back to the court. The government is not interested to pass through that process. Let me tell you the fact. It's dying like now, no autopsy, except your family demand for autopsy, so going to pay for it, then they will do it. But besides that, Jim dying in the fire, or even dying in the they don't.
Wow.
No investigation, no more. They will tell you they can investigation, but you will not find it. That will be the end. People will start saying that they say it's in the community, in the corner. But nobody will be brave to even come out and prove it. Like, yeah, I witness it. They will not.
Well, do you think it's time that the police stop paying the whole start paying attention to their whole nothing will come from out of it nonsense, because I think that's what some evil people are relying on that and doing what they're doing. You think it's time that the police actually put a into that nothing will come from out of it nonsense that 5-person lives just being claimed that are in one instant.
Yeah, amen. In the first place, the police are not equipped. They don't have. They're not sophisticated to do anything like that. They don't get the equipment. They don't get the something. Most of the equipment there are very cheap. One time I saw her, they said on Facebook, Justina, she said she bought the BB call for some nurses and they need more GSP. He said it's just $40 online here, and government cannot even buy it, but they paying one person $16,000-$20,000. That one can buy a whole GFK set. It's only $15 or $25. They don't even get BB cups in the hospital. The police station, nothing. They are not equipped. Even those that can go for fingerprint, nothing. They don't.
Welcome, sorry.
They can just give you a fingerprint.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are 20 go. It's finished. So nobody can challenge any of the police people. They can't tell me they get good lad, they can do fingerprints. Nothing. And if the police people can do fingerprint, sometimes you see different countries will not be arresting most of the people there that can travel. Let me tell you, they will know that these people are criminal. But they don't have no fingerprint. You can get everybody's certificate free. When you get them the money, they'll go to you. And they're not equipped. They're no equipment. Police need to send people for training. Government need to spend money on some people to go for those trainings. Different departments. When it comes to authors, you need to send people to train them. But they're not training them. Like the same way by Joseph General people, they say they're passing knowledge, the other men, they're passing from one person to another person, but they are not taking a group of people and sending them for training for those programs. Nothing. The government need to put a hand into it and start sending people for training. Instead of them just sending down their divine money on that set. And money that said that all they're doing, they're not training nobody to do anything. And say you come from the diaspora, go in there, then they start condemning you like first thing they want to do, but what you can't prove yet. That all they'll be doing, they won't get out of you, they won't get rid of you, say. They won't even be there to go, you can't start that talking. That's how they can call it. But the police are not equipped to do any autopsy on anybody to say, we found a person, no.
Wow. Thank you. Sir, we are talking about this this lady and her 4 children who died in a fire. A lot of people are concerned about this whole fire, southern fire that claimed all of these lives in an hour, right? It happened. And the police not investigating or not being alarmed and paying attention to this whole thing is kind of also concerning too, because these are the things that give, extra the evil in our society, right? They say, oh, nothing will come from our do the way and do. And for people to be living in a country or community like that, to be thinking that, oh, there's this new evil that you can just be laying and somebody can do that to you, pour gas and pour fire to you, So let's get your thought on that and something. And all of a sudden, these people have already been buried and with no investigation or autopsy and all of that. But let's hear what you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening to you and to Mr. Davis and to all that been following the conversation tonight. I did watch the funeral service, the marching of that lady from the Dubois birth. I'd like to begin by saying my heartfelt condolences to the family for their loss.
Absolutely.
And it's so disheartening to see people losing their life in the form and manner in which she lost her life. Having seen most of her activity from a more humanitarian angle, and we have heard a lot of things about
her,
this lady being an humanitarian and somebody who actually gave back to community. It's very painful to see the way she died, very painfully, and seeing the kind of a thing that happened back home. And most of the, like you guys have already highlighted, most of the investigation, for some reason, it has not been taken serious. This is one lady we're talking about. There are a series of cases in Liberia. When some of these happen, the investigations cannot reach to a logical concluding point. So at the end of the day, these things repeat itself. So
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
as a country, we keep circling around one thing and not making progress. So on the issue of what happened to the resident, like I said in our previous conversation, like um there are a lot of accounts that have been given for concerning that issue that should have raised a lot of issue to the
Yeah.
national government
Absolutely.
to actually put the kind of effort they are to put in, because we are talking about this lady today. It could be in another community tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
for these things, for us to have remedies to the thing, there should be a deterrent, right? Most of the fire cases that we have heard about over the past period of time,
Ooh, yes, me yourself.
most of the fire cases that we have heard about are tend to be corrected. I think brother Moses,
You playing something behind you, Morris?
yeah, he needs to meet. Okay, I think it should be good a little
I
bit.
mean, go ahead.
Thank you. Most of the fire cases that we have heard over the past period of time, and tend to be corrected again. I don't think there has been any reason behind those investigations, with exception of electrical fault.
Exactly.
And
Everything
tend
is.
to be correct.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you all agree with me that not every every fire in that country is just electrical fault that they can say in their investigation. Preliminarily, they will come and say, "Oh, the investigation has already established that this is
Mm-hmm.
electrical fault." But conclusively, we do not hear what led to the electrical fault. What are some of the reasons behind electrical fault? Okay, let's hold to the fact for the conversation that okay, most of it didn't happen because of electrical fault, right? And know again, I want to acknowledge that we know we don't have the kind of a sophisticated um fire service and sophisticated police to, like somebody was talking about taxes and all the things, right? To do the kind of investigation that we actually need, very, very sophisticated investigation when it comes to these matters. But at least the knowledge that people have, because those various entities that we're talking about, security apparatus we're talking about, they got entities that investigate these issues and come to certain matters and come to certain concluding to actually find out what led to that electrical fault. What must have been the root cause of that fault? I mean, in most of their investigation, so we can know some of these things, right? But every issues cannot just be electrical fault. We have played our own part. And, sometime back when we used to be on the late night show, and educating young people, educating the nation about how you should prevent yourself when it comes to fire issue. At certain point in time, Brother Francis said took the initiative to get the fire extinguisher, the fire alarm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, he took that initiative. So we did a lot in this thing. We were going to do as Liberian, but the government and the very entities that has the regulatory authority, that needs to do best to end some of the investigations so deterrent can be set. I know Liberia sometimes we challenge when it comes to investigation. So like I said, we don't have all of the necessary material. And that brings us back to budgetary support and all the business things that we want to talk back to our senators and representatives to actually see in this light, right? We cannot keep circling in this one thing. And sometimes people say a lot of good things. The issue of like, bro, we have a lot of good talkers, but implementations when it comes to implementing these good policies that we talk about is very challenging, especially looking at it from the more budgetary angle. So I mean, like we all have agreed here, we need to see conclusion, very good logical conclusion to some of these investigations. Like the lady, she was a very prominent. She could be one person we were discussing today, but there are a lot of cases there that
Yeah.
we can talk about, and they have not. At the end of the day, like I listened to the lady, she say we should always leave everything to God. I think sometimes the reason we put government into place, that always people will say government is next to God, it is to mitigate some of the issue while we are on earth, so we cannot see the reoccurrence of some of these things happening.
Mhm.
So I mean, I think that's just my take. Again, I would like to conclude by saying sorry to the family. Nobody deserves to lose their life the way she lose her life. And I don't think in my mind, I'm not speaking for the other, we are preempting that somebody did what they did. But we want to get the real story behind these issues. So as to Liberia knowing why and how
Yeah.
they did, and building God born with brother Moses Davis giving his part of account of his story that she left from somewhere and came into our house. If that was the case, then it must have been something planned there, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yes, because we're not talking about it's just an ordinary individual. We're talking about permanent resident of that community that is wholly new. We heard that politicians have been hearing certain thing about how it is alleged that
There's a
some
lot of
politician bribe.
things that they
There's a
are
lot of
just
story
letting
behind this
go.
whole thing.
Yeah, they are
So
not investigating.
if
That's the thing.
we cannot get there the country with some of these things, I don't see us making progress. And we got to stop. And we got to stop. We got to get into these things, get to the matter, and let the Liberian people know what's the real issue here. Cause
Thank you.
I'm somehow convinced that everything cannot be legislation. Thank you very much, Amy.
Mars, welcome.
Mario, you need to unmute.
I have to do it.
You meeting him?
But you trying to do it? Because I'm unmuting him, it's not. Are you frozen?
Morris? I don't think Morris. I like
I think
Morris.
you're frozen. Mars, you there?
I think he
He
has a
was
lucky
listening.
bag.
Yeah, so absolutely. Sorry, I agree with you. Most of these fires, there are a lot of fire, and like you said, when we're on the late night show, remember when the moment the election was over, it was just fire coming from everywhere.
Okay.
As if the hell had opened up and fire was just blazing, and people, oh, everything like electrical. Like just, I said, no, that's not true. This is not the first time that electricity going to Liberia or Chinese wire going to Liberia, right? They been had these things there. Fire has been something, but it will be one here and there, but it just every week, every community. How can that be normal? I said it wasn't. And I strongly believe that I still believe that, right? But people believe in our community that this whole thing in Liberia about nothing will come from out of it because they know that the authorities don't pay that much attention to stuff like that. Sometimes you I say it's laziness too. Even though we say yes, we don't have the resources to do that. But sometimes it's laziness too. The little they have, they don't even try. They don't even try at all. They just if I that something they just put it electrical, and they're done with it. They don't even be trying. So it's very hard. But if nothing raised alarm, this family fire incident should have been something that should be the one that really raised alarm and said, okay, something is going on here. So the way they are handling it and like no investigation, and doesn't look like the police is so much anyways interested in what's going on. It's kind of disturbing a little bit for me. I think it's kind of disturbing. And then you have all these theories, all these stories coming from left, right, center, and everything. That's fear in the community. That's something fear in the country, and that's something as a law enforcement officers. That's something that you need to have control over. You follow theories, these stories, and come to a logical conclusion and try to investigate properly for people to have some kind of, security, something in the country. You can't just, somebody can't just, everybody just, if people, you and somebody don't have a problem and the person don't like it, they can pay people to do that, they can pay. That nonsense, if that's what's going on, then y'all need to do something for it to stop. It cannot be the norm in the country. That is not normal, and it's not. It's barbaric, and it has got to stop. We can't just normalize it and not investigate stuff like that and just let it go. And then people are there and y'all do that thing, and nobody will, somebody in the police will not do nothing. Nothing will come from out of it, and that's the mentality. And what happened? There's nothing coming from out of this one. They have buried the lady and her children. Well, in 2025, and we're still doing nothing will come from out of it. When will something come from out of it? This is bad. It has got to be investigated, because if people who are, and from before you guys came, I was saying, I'm not the one who would sit on platform and be talking about, mob justice. But sure, in case somebody get caught in the act doing something like this, this is the place I would turn my face instead do whatever. Because if you would have that evil heart, and so many people saying that they just paid in $20, $25, $50, they can do something so evil to somebody's precious life like that, as much I would not want to see it, trust me, I would turn the other cheeks or the other eye, not the cheek. Seriously, because these things has got to stop.
Exactly.
When
It needs
people
to
got
stop.
so evil in the country and so comfortable with being evil?
It may not happen to us. Let me tell you, I get two experiences. It happened to my sister Nekla. We are carrying people came to put a cow meat, that this meat in the refrigerator. Went out there and burglarized our place on Central Street, Central and Kerry Street. That place in Nekla. The police people right to Central Street. They're not far from there. The people burglarized our place. People called and they didn't go there. Then they came to my sister will give them money. They will try to see how they can do the investigation. They give them the money. They when they collected 2 group of people, they say these are the people that they are. Sometimes they know who they are. Sometimes they know. When they see the guy eating the meat, they boiling it to eat it. Cooking the people, rice, boiling the meat to eat. They collected them. They know who did it. And it happened to my boss man on Dupo Road. I went to some last time I was living in Juba. When the security guy called me and said there are armed robbers in the yard, I went to them with the car. I said, there's armed robbers to my boss man yard. Can we go there? They refused. I put my boss in the car. I went there brave. I drove brave. I put my blinker on. When I entered, the gate was still loud. I started blowing horn. I had the armed robbers and run away. That time it was around 5 or something in the morning. We go load the police vehicle later on. They want to enter that yard. I said, you enter the fence? Maybe I will die before you enter the fence. They say, oh, we got to do investigation. Go do your investigation. They don't play inside the place. Some of them, they want to ask you a question, how much get missing? Or what all get missing? Because they want get they know the people. Some of them, let me tell you, they know the people that do the act. They won't get a court. They won't get a commission.
Wow.
So they can come and listen to most of them. I was surveilling. I went there. Why about you, the policeman? Why you couldn't go with me? And even to what the place said, ELBC. I told you before, the end of ELBC fence, that where I had a sharp air, put one container there. They went there to go harass my wife. The people firing there, police sitting around the ELBC gate. They get put outside there, police people sitting around there, the firing right there at the end of that fence. They never shit. Like in the morning, they went there now. They want to do investigation. I told them, why don't chunk them with rats? They just stand right there.
You wanted to jump policeman with rat?
Yes, you don't open your mouth to them. You sitting on right there with ELBC. I said the end of the fence, they can sit down and see it. That place shower air. The people firing there. They never put a foot there. So that's how they're looking. Liberia, on your own dawn, your town read. This one, I'm not all that God can get short down to you a while, but they can cut down some people short. Let me tell you, no investigation. Like I said, the police people they not equipped. No equipment. The government not even think about it. Every sector in Liberia that to save life and property, they are not equipped. Even the hospital, they are not equipped. Come on, small things can kill a lot of people in Liberia. That's okay. That's what I said. Like I said, I was talking to one person. The whole Liberian community even said they need to start teaching people first aid because some people can just drive the dark. They can't even apply first aid on there. You was already. You go to GSK, but what's happening to the man? Everybody can surround you. The nurses, the doctor, they can't.
No, I can't stand there.
Everybody just can't they die. Nobody will test you. Then they will come and say the person now die. Then they put in ambulance and carry to wherever they want to carry you. So that how Liberia looking. Liberia is sorrowful. The only thing we need to do now, government need to send new people for training. Some of the small beginnings are in the very high school. Some of the people they put in science, they put in science technology. Go train them for the authority and train a lot of them. 15 people then go by who and go where. But they will not do it. They will sit down and divide money, I said. And they're talking about Oriental deal. Everybody calling 50,000. That 50,000 and train one person or 5 or 6 person. It could be. They could use cameras too. Like example, I want to buy my brother said, just make me see here with car, you see what happened to you. And also put it on the street, but I mean your ticket can come when you break the rule.
They got cameras.
That technology that people using.
Yeah.
Why think Liberian government can do too? Most of the cameras are expensive. Most of the real estate they're trying to pull it up. They still put camera around it. Then they will investigate most of the accident or most of the things that can happen.
Right.
But they will just put that traffic light on for now. And that camera then is very cheap. They will never buy it. The example, whatever anybody say, when the capital building, that big capital building get point up to now, who can one person here, they say investigating. Then what do you think will happen? They will investigate. That will happen to your family, they will investigate. They think that for government, call millions of dollars point. They not investigate. Then like you and your lady children with one small and 3-bedroom house, like why they come investigate? They don't get time for that thing. The government will start seeking the interest of the Liberian people. They still send a lot of people for training. I'm telling you, some of the small beginners are some of the children are in the foreign university or whatsoever college, they can take them and train them. Send them to some country. When you go, you appeal to some country then for I thought people to come train for this. Your help our sector one thing, but they will never do it. They're not training anybody to defend Liberia. No, as far as concerned, they get something happened to them, they will bring the boys out. My boss didn't save me. My boss didn't save me. That's all they're going to say. But what about the little people that don't get boys then? When you say fire, that's what I told the other guy the other day. I said, what the fire not happening in the hinterland, in the interior, then where they get more horses, like they're coming now in Liberia.
Yeah.
Why the fire not burning our horses? The open they can't even afford German wire or American wire. That's what China wire they're using. Why not burning our horses? And because our own horses is very easy to burn. But
nobody doing evilness there tonight.
Yeah, nobody doing evil there. But only in the city, everybody they're doing some evil to one another. The one I told sorry. Yeah, I'm telling you, like when people are to do bad to you, they can pay Zogo to do bad to you. They can I take to the supermarket. I see the big people in the supermarket before. Even in the supermarket, so people they say you laugh at them. And what the investigation will do that you laugh at them, the police will say, but somebody was saying about why you go laugh at the people for.
Oh, so because you laugh at somebody is supposed to harm you? That's dumbness.
The how they will lie, then they will put it that way because they laugh at crippled people.
Even if it was true that you laugh at a crippled person, so that she harm you?
I mean, no investigation in that thing. Crippled people in Liberia. No investigation. Crippled people be you to the supermarket where they can send to pay for people. So if somebody playing in there, they can be you in Phoenix. Like example, investigation doing job with that time. You see that the people die from carbon monoxide, they left from carbon monoxide. The people die from so. The other government, the people die from so. They are not. The government need to move. We the young people. Me are between around youth. I see youth.
You between young.
I see this youth because CDC people can call 78 youth. And I like youth. So they need to pressure around the government. They need to train more youth. More youth need to be active to go for those training. But where is the money? They don't want to send them for training. They only there to collect their own money, package, then send their children abroad or send their children in America to come go to school. That's all they're there for. The children not even passing, or they don't care. The children not even know, but when they go to America, I'll be paying school fee. That's all they care about. They do nothing. People are really want scholarship to leave that country, they can't get it. They give it to the Fiji people. Myself, before I told Ministry of Education and something, I was going to go study what they call in Egypt. They said I'm going to pay $500. Where I get $500 from? Where I get it from? To come pay. I couldn't go. They sent some people there. People that don't even want to study that course, they send them there. Like how you looking?
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Davis. So yeah, so when you guys were not here, I played a video about this bill about people, the Senate, all the lawmakers making cutting their salary to $5,000, which has already talked about. So let Morris come and give his talk on this something first, then we'll move on. You there, Morris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think hi everybody. I mean, you look so you look different though. Like you're like someone from India.
I'm from Marshall Territory.
Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, but it's good being back. I've been out of the show for a little while now.
My sex was looking different to me when I saw her.
But you were scared to say it?
Yeah, I was scared. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, but I mean,
lead the way now.
yeah, but I think you guys said enough. I tried listening. You guys said enough. I really don't have enough information on this whole stuff. But the thing is that what I can say in few seconds. Look, Liberia is just a vulnerable country where you just have to, to some extent, I mean, protect yourself and be self-aware of your environment. You know, because this is a country. Even sometimes when we that live outside Liberia, when you go in there, people tell you, when you can, well, be careful and be careful what you do, be careful where you go, this and that. So it gets scary. Like I hear Brother David was talking. To some extent, the government can't just do anything. When anything happens in the country, nothing will come from out of it. You know, and sometimes I don't even know when this thing happen to even the family members. Sometimes they step. I heard you were talking about why was there no autopsy report? Well, somebody has to make a request. There's two things so far that I know: either the family request or the government see it necessary to conduct. You know, and yeah, if that didn't happen, then they gotta bury them. You know, but in a nutshell, you just got to protect yourself in the country, man. Because when you die, something either they will politicize it, they will say what the man can look for. Now why they can't stay in America, now why they can't stay there, why they can't look in your own country. So it's just sad. I just God have mercy on the people that die. Nobody deserves to die in such a manner. And I mean, may just God console the family, man. That's all I can say on this issue.
Yeah, but I think it's about time that we graduate from the whole the government can't do nothing thing here. Then what's the point of the government being there? I thought the government's supposed to be there to protect us, Morris. If they can't do anything, I mean, what good is anybody being there at all in authority? You know, it's sad that because this is why these things keep happening in this 2025, like I said earlier.
And the thing is that even the citizens themselves have almost like they have resolved that anything happen in the country, nothing can happen out of it. Anything happen to you in the country, nothing can come from out of it. So it's like even the citizens themselves have resolved, because sometimes the citizens themselves have to pressurize certain things for it to happen. Yeah, but we have a country where when things happen, the whole country can just go quiet. Nobody can even raise the issue. We should be there for ourselves. when George Floyd died, the kind of way George Floyd died, you have people in Liberia there putting, on their social media, page, rest in peace, this and that. But in your own country, when things happen, we don't even stand for each other. And sometimes too, because of the politics, because of where you're coming from, the section you're part of, we care less. If we decide to speak, it will be based on politics.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. The people need to be raising concerns about these things because they're the one who live in the community. These people, I mean, security people, they have security around their homes, in their house at 24/7. You are the citizens that having this kind of problem hanging over your head. Now, like, should I go to sleep in peace, or will I wake up in the middle of the night and somebody got fire in my house? You know, those things are considered. People supposed to like really. And this lady, like, people have already said that there's a lot of things around that, right? People are accusing the representatives in our neighborhood, in our district. People are a lot of people names are being called out. And there's no way in Africa, people think that these little jobs, they have it, they're entitled to it, right? They came with it from their village, people didn't give it to them, and nobody else supposed to be qualified for it or supposed to be. The best way I think you can, when you're threatened by someone, is to do the necessary thing, the right thing for your people to continue to something, not to feel threatened by someone and people are petitioning them, and you there say, oh, okay. But then at this time now, by any means, I'm not saying it's true, but it's a possibility, right? Because these things happen in the country. So you cannot throw everything away. So in case if it went that way, you cannot be threatened by somebody. You now have babies who did not have anything, God forbid, if that's why it was done to her. They all suffer that whole, craziness. Little children who had their lives way ahead of them, right? So to die in that kind of way, that painful death, I can see how I can even like think about somebody who would do something like this and look at you as any. I mean, I know we're supposed to forgive and all of that. Yeah, well, I'll forgive you, but you gotta do your time. I'm sorry. It's just so disturbing that all of these stories around this family death, and the police are not even bothered. They're not even checking. They're not even doing anything about it. And it shouldn't be that way because you are emboldening somebody else to do it in another community or somewhere next door. That's the problem I have. We cannot make this something like normal. We cannot normalize it and think that people should be feeling this way, and people should think that this is what they can do and get away with it. Something has to be done. I don't know, but it's disturbing.
Yeah, it is sad though, Amy. But I mean, we as people, we need to we need to be inspired to do certain things to move. I remember was it September 11? Was September 11 incident occurred in America here on the very day, that very day of September 11, 5 persons died. Instantly on Ashmore Street. I think there's an electric wire drop, caught overnight. It rained that night. The electric wire cut and dropped in the water. So the people walk in that water, the electric shock, and they died instantly. 5 persons. No news carried out that stuff. All the radio stations were carrying what happened in America. September 11, September 11.
Can you imagine it?
Ashmore Street, right between Ashmore, was it on Ashmore and Macklin Street, right there. Ask anybody who could remember that story. 2000, September 11, the very day it happened, 5 people died. Right, I think they just came from in the morning. Were like five between 5 to 6. I think people just wake up that morning. They came outside to, what I mean, right? They step in that water, that electric high tension wire, shocked the people. They died instantly. No news carried that day. Nobody, the whole country went mute on that issue. But everybody, September 11, because America was important. The people that die in America in the World Trade Center, they were more important than the people that died in Liberia at the time. Nobody deserved to die. Any part of the world, nobody deserved to die. Innocent. But the thing here is that we are people supposed to be moved. When things happen to us in our country, we're supposed to be moved. It's supposed to touch us.
So to be angry.
Exactly.
But it just this society, like, because it's not me and I'm a neighbor it happened to, so I shouldn't care that because it's not me and it will just come and stand around and just be looking and think that's it. And then God forbid when it reach their door more they want for somebody to stand up for them. No, that's not how it happened. You don't do that. You have to stand up for yourself, especially if you think that you got government people who are so used to being, relaxed with everything. You have to put their feet to the fire and make sure to do something about you. And not just, they shouldn't just care about you when they want your votes. Your security matters. They should be doing something about it. If on news that are coming out, the entire community should stand there and go to the police headquarters or whatever and demand that something be done, investigation, and something be done to put that to rest. That's how you do it. Not to be joining politicians to jump in the street to go protest, to go do that one day. You see party headquarters, and then you see all of y'all going jumping, dancing by your own security. Those people you go and meet to the party headquarters, and guess what? They can come, they leave you in the sun, in the rain, and then they climb on the podium. What, they got something over them? They got security protecting them. You rather go there and be shaking your tail and doing all sort of thing and be partying over the but you can't stand up for yourself. The same way how you can gather. You can't gather like that and go. Nobody says you should gather and go make trouble, but go demand your leaders to do something about your safety, to do something about you. But I mean, this bill out on the floor, on the Senate floor. I was talking about it by myself, but Senor here now. The bill with Senator Dillon, right? To demand that to go to the senators, make 5,000. They're supposed to bring it on the floor Wednesday to debate it. They were taking it to committee room, and it was a whole lot of noise on the floor about that. Because these are the things you're supposed to be calling on your representatives, your senators, lawmakers in January to do something about. Because why? It may not come to your pocket personally, but it will help with that money for all of them. It will help somewhere else. They will direct that money somewhere else. And those are the kind of things all about when everybody else take like I was saying earlier, take 10,000 out of Senator Dillon or the other person, but when a person is putting a bill out or forward that will benefit everybody, I think it's important that you support that. Call them, make noise about it. The same way how you can make noise about all the shit you put it, do it. All the propaganda that people be sitting on the platform and everything talking about, you can make noise about it. Make noise about bills like these so they can pass it.
The bill to establish legislator salary for 5,000 has been forwarded to the committee. And as you may be aware, our current salary in the projected budget stands at 8,000 per senator. It's not any secret in this country. So this bill will come along with the current budget. The report will come along with the current budget proposing the 5,000 benchmark. So we'll be ready to make this report either before the passage of the budget so that the necessary adjustment can be made in the projection that is made currently. So by next week, the full report will be made for committee members to sign because we have to act on this bill before the passage of the budget so that we can make the necessary adjustment. No, that's how it's supposed to be. because the current projection is at $8,000. We'll bring, there's a committee something. Then you should do briefing on this. I will do the briefing. Okay. Yeah. So by next week the report will be made. Next week the report will be made. Is it important? No, but you not. Abajala, you are not close with the authority to brief us. But yeah, those who have if you put in the charge of the bill, okay. Right. The prominent of the bill you put in the chat room, right? Yeah. Everybody should have a copy. Okay, thank you. We need some copy, eh? Okay, please put it in the chat room. And
Mr. Presiding,
yeah.
Mr. Presiding, for all of you on the same side with the committee, please let the presiding authorize the secretary of the Senate to transmit that bill again to the committee and copies to all senators.
We'll do that.
So next week there can be no.
I'm a secretary of the Senate. You will provide copy to each member of the bill, and the proponent of the bill put in the chat room simultaneously. Thank you. But for the debate, wait for the debate. But wait for the debate. We want to start debating now. Don't say that a big debate now. You also do the debate now. My budget is not economic. Report from Senate Committee.
So guys, you you see just the introduction of the bill already. Why in Soweto? You would say. So these are some of the things that I'm talking about, right? But go ahead. Sorry, they hear you first.
Well, thank you so much. And let me say, it's a very unique thing to actually see Senator making 5,000 proposed as per the proposed bill, put forward by the Monserrato Senator Abraham Dara Dillon. I think Labra has gone way where we usually say people talk, but I think he's making some effort in that regard, and want to appreciate him. But I've had my own observation, view as to how that bill may, and I say may eminently die in committee room. Because there are a lot of these guys over there. They will not allow that bill to pass. What am I saying this?
Already.
Is because they believe that they should subject Liberian people into the kind of a poverty they are into. They believe that they should take the huge amount of salary, all of the benefit, and make the people as the beggar at the end of the day, and not carry on any structural reform. And that has been something that has been very disheartening. That has been something that we have spoken about in the past and talk about how government should be reformed from all angles. Basically, if you look at the proposed national replan strategy form from 2024 to 2027, it talk about government minimizing by doing some let's say in a common to or in the usual to what people say harmonization, wherein we see reduction in salary, not just from the House of Representatives and the Senate, but from various ministry. But that reform aspect It has not been something I've tried going through the budget. If I've not been something I'm actually seeing going through as to what time we get as a government. Because when you read the strategic plan for this government, that has to do with reform, it is a very unique document. It's here a lot about how government should be. Like we always been talking about it, yeah, less attractive.
Yeah.
But it's a very good thing to get all of these policies, got all of these good writings. But the implementary aspect is what we yamming for right now. So, Senator Dillon have taken a bold step to introduce the bill, and you actually been talking about this. People say, "Oh, you just talk about this. You've been fake. You've been," I mean, people say a lot of things, and we expect that. That's the liberal political terrain. You will always hear these things happening. So he actually making an effort to make it per law. Again, I listened to him on one of his conversation. He said, if people are saying I'm fake and saying calling me all sort of names, I think it will be very necessary. Let Macaulay be fake as well to
Mm-hmm.
accept the bill so we can send the bill to the House of Representatives so it can
Absolutely.
be added into law. Let the president sign it so it can be added into law. Let's see if all of all are being fake to take 5,000. Why not? The amount that, because when you calculate, he did the calculation, he said it was actually per annual, the country will be saving something like 4 million.
4 million. Mm-hmm.
So if that 4 million can be looked at and put into, let's say, for example, DEA or agriculture, then being fake in that direction, I think it will be very good for the country. And I think this is something that all well-meaning senators who believe that Liberia should make progress. But I believe that most of you guys, it's clear that this, because I said it last time, they usually have a community room when it comes to those both houses. Those
Yeah.
are places, those are places that
Again, come from
you
there.
could document laws can go and it cannot come down the floor again. So I believe that the senators should keep pushing because we've been hearing the thing more than 5 years. You've been talking about it, been pushing it, and
Mm-hmm.
looking at the kind of a good relationship you got with the Senate. And I know he has some influence because legislative politics are about using your influence and strategy to
Mm-hmm.
convince your friend about these things, what you believe or why you think they should make $5,000, and and put the remaining one into different sectors of our country. So I think he should keep pushing with the kind of influence he got out there, with the kind of a connection with the Senate pro tempore. They can do best when they really mean well. Let the Senate pro tempore and other CPP, not CPP, but disaligned of big government should actually put in effort as well, to actually encourage their friend to come overboard to actually see
Thank you.
in that direction. I think it will be a very good thing if they have the God and courage and very sincere mind to do it for Liberia. Because this is about Liberia.
Thank you. Maurice?
Yeah, you know, sorry for my poor quality voice.
My
Look,
camera too. It looks like foggy area. I don't know what's going on. But go ahead.
camera is always like that. You just have to little bear with me. I try to, yeah. You see a little better now, or
No, I said my camera too. I feel like I'm looking like
oh,
it's,
okay,
it's blurry, not yours.
oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you see, quite frankly, it's not easy for you to just be making 3,000. Then all of a sudden they tell you to bring your salary down to 2,000. It's not easy stuff for anybody to just accept. And, this issue of salary reduction is something that started a long time, even before Senator DeLong would come to the Senate from Ellen time. The people really been beating on the senators and the lawmakers to actually reduce the salary, and that was a mistake done by the post-war, regime, the Madam Salif government. You can't come from a war country, it just carry everybody's salary up, and there was because the country poor. The country just come from war, post-war election. Everybody just salary just go up high 15,000, 20,000, And there was a little explanation to that because we take people from different places to come. We got to pay them off. We got to do this and that. So that was just the explanation. Even though that did not go down well with some of us, but it was just that was the first mistake. So the whole issue of the salary, something people been beating on the lawmakers. The reason why the reason why they actually beat on the lawmaker because I think the way our governance system is structured, they decide their own salary. Can you imagine
Right.
now?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is fun. It's very crazy for somebody to do that.
yeah, they structure their own salary to say this is what we decide to make, and you can't argue that. So I mean, they've been beating on law, and I've heard lawmakers that said publicly that if they need to make more money, if they 7,000, 8,000, 15,000. They need to make more because people begging them. The citizens going around there begging them. And even the then Senator
Snow.
Joao Taylor made the same statement. In
Snow.
America, yeah. Even
Yeah.
Snow said it too. The money small. Yeke as well said it. The money small. You know, I actually commend Senator Dillon for being very, very consistent because you see, the thing here is that the way the house is structured, the both houses, when Senator Amy said, I already draft a bill to send it this and that, even if it take 5 years, nobody will believe it until that bill show face.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody will believe it until it show face. So the
Mhm.
fact that Dillon has been very consistent, now the fact that this bill has surfaced, we have now come to realize that indeed Mr. Dillon actually submitted this bill and has been very consistent. So
He did.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
And people
now,
were saying you were lying.
exactly. The fact that it showed face because a lot of people say, "Oh, I dropped a bill, this and that." It didn't show. On the floor, this and that. So there's a fine argument. So the fact that they bill not show face, it means that Dillon did actually submitted a bill. Now,
Mm.
it's an open discussion for everybody now in the whole country to discuss it that indeed this salary should actually come down. Because look, and he gave a reason if we reduce our salary, the country will save the country 4 million. And after that, we can also pressurize the two branches of government, the judiciary and the executive, to also do same. Because for them, it's just easy. It's only for the chief executive to say you're making 2,000, you're making 1,000. It's just easy. But for the legislature, they decide how much they should make. So,
Mhm.
and we just hope that it actually pass, and the citizens should also to beat on their, compel their representative to actually see reason to reduce the salary just because of the sake of the country, not because they don't deserve to make 5,000 or 10,000. No, they deserve to make that money, but because the country poor, we need money. You know, not because they don't deserve to make 5, 6, 7,000. For me, I don't buy into the argument that people say, oh, because Liberia. No, if other country making 7,000, people deserve to make good salary. They deserve to make 10,000 even for month. It doesn't. America, yeah, just common people. If they decide to make 7, 8,000, as long as they get it strong to work, they can make the money. So you can't say Liberia, nobody's supposed to make 5,000, nobody's supposed to make above 3,000. No, I don't buy into the argument. So just to wrap up, we just hope he actually lobby now. We collect people that have been making the argument that, oh yes, they see reason to actually discuss this bill and pass it into law, and not only to stop the car issue too. You can't have one lawmaker get 15, 16 person working in office, cooking, driving. What all that for?
Let's crawl a little
Yeah,
bit.
but it's a step. But yeah, but it's a step by step. It's a step by step.
We
So
get your boy everything you want. Let's do a point
right.
to take it from there.
So I mean, we commend the senator actually for actually being very consistent, and we just hope now that he should strengthen his lobbyist power to mechanism to be able to convince his colleague to see reason just for the sake of Liberia, not because Dillon sent a bill, just
That's
because for
right.
the sake of Liberia, just because the country is poor, the country we don't have it. Just because of that, not because Dillon, not because any political party. No, just for the sake of the country, they should see that to actually, yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, let's hear you.
I would say it the raw way.
I know.
They don't. All of them are bringing a bill. All of them are criminal. They're not bringing a bill to reduce their salary. Not true. If they don't want to refuse the salary, then you came on air the first time and say, I will reject car, then reject car and all.
They don't never tell you reject car. Let's not make.
I ride for the $5,000 car.
And where did he ride one?
You up to now you're riding for the 5,000. What for the 5,000? Let me tell you the truth. So let me tell you, all these buildings are blah. And my utmost surprise, people that call themselves people of God, men of God, imam, pastors, they are representative and senator. They sit out there and cheat. Their own people.
What I want to do with the discussion?
It got to do with your character. You pastor, not to see. You pastor in the church, telling your family not to see. Imam telling the people stealing not good. Then you go, capital building to go represent the same people, then stealing from them. Then who you are? Who you are? Who you actually are?
The devil himself.
So you are the devil. What message you carry? This time, the pastor will come tell you, they may will be senator, they may will be president. They be lying, they to take money from you. During those days, the people were not like that. The people were giving real message from God. But those fake one and not giving message to God, they go stand over there. These are people that's going to even agree for the bill to, because they're citizens and suffering for it to come down right away.
But Mr. Derry, how many pastors and imams do you know in the legislature?
Okay, Senator, okay, Sir Joseph, the late Prince Johnson, and what's that?
Oh, but you talk about I'm talking about the pastor and the imams is what I'm asking you in the legislature.
No, I mean, we had late Prince Johnson was pastor, and Sir Joseph also pastor.
Yes.
Yeah, he was pastor in Sierra Leone.
Oh?
Yes. They want to get just.
Anyway. He resigned now.
No, when he resigned, he was pastoring in the refugee place in Sierra Leone.
No kidding.
Then we get the one where they get the line on him. I know he knows or what kind of thing he's a pastor in the legislature. You get a lot of them there. They go Sunday, they dress. They get the Bible to that late son, go put it in the car. They put it in the car for the $5,000 car. Then they be passing all the people wasn't dead over down there. Then they go to the community, the people. You got to pay your community, you got to pay your time offering. But you're making $45, you're making $8,000 for small thing, go to $18,000. You don't pay your own time offering. What kind of people they are? These are criminal empires. All the representatives and senators, then, the churches they can go to, they are mocking God. That's mockery. And that's one of the highest things God don't forgive you easily for. That's what they go there in the church, they sit down there, they get in school seat. Because most of the churches in Liberia, when you get the way pay money, how they can give you. So you're not paying too much money, they can send you different place, go sit down behind there. People that can pay money, they'll get them seat. They can't lay there, they will stay over their chair. You're not paying money, you can't lay, they'll put you down there. They get polygar. They can sleep good at night. They and their children, then they can move from one place to another place.
But Mr. David, what does it have to do with the whole topic?
You pastor!
I mean, it's in I want to ask that question. Yeah, leader may let flow.
Let me flow. Remember when you use that word pastor?
Let me flow.
I'm a pastor for the church. You should know your record by what you preach to the people. You're telling the people they will not steal, but you stealing. You're telling the people they will not fornicate, but you're getting girlfriend. You're telling the people different things in the church. This is how God said to do this. You're quoting the Bible to the people, but you say you don't live with the Bible. You go stand Friday, you raise up. You say you might pray. You speaking to the people. In your community, you gotta be good to your neighbor. Or you are saying not good to your neighbor. You call your neighbor wife. What kind of people are we in Liberia? That girl is done. Just imagine their budget. They increase their salary. They increase their budget.
So, Mr. Deb, what do you think about this bill? Is it gonna get it all out of there? Well, I mean, I know you already put something on it that what I'm hearing from you is that it's not gonna pass.
Yes, I mean, let me tell you about Liberia story. Liberia is so unique. We listen to BBC. When I used to know BBC, when I used to, it will go down in the evening. If it will not come all out. Liberia looking. So they don't just do nothing. For people to say, yeah, they don't introduce the bill. They introduce the bill. It finished. All of them did not have to reduce. All of them. The first 3 years, they don't stay there for. They don't say he give was 0 and 50 cents or 150 in account. The next time they don't was declaring an asset of 96,000. I saw it with a lot of different things. So where did he get the money from? Quickly, in 3 years time, he get 96,000. So you are not paying a children's school fee. A son will go to school in America, yeah? And whoever traveling. So where all the money are coming from? So corrupt practices they do in Liberia. They don't care for nobody. They don't really care. They don't care for the people who stand there. They don't care. And therefore now you what do I care? They want to ready now. They pay some people then so you go campaign for me. Then I have people be passing all around. Man, got to campaign for the senator. The senator got to win. I have people the senator coming. Then go change $1,000 to I don't know how many thousands they go give the market women there or marketers to sell. This is how they fool the people. So criminal empire. Why would you carry your salary up? Why would your budget go all the way high? For what thing? Then what are you talking about, Bill? If the budget is high, they increase our budget. What reason they increase our budget for? If you increase the budget, what about the salary will decrease? It would never work. The House of Representatives, they know the budget start will originate with them. They could tell the president, no, we not agree. The ministry of giving them 20,000. They're not worth it. Minister of Youth and Sport. What kind of sport playing everywhere? We're not even encouraging the children to play. Same job we are left from them. Nobody could now ever go there to represent everywhere. No. So what is sport you play? What is youth development you're getting now play? You tell the budget again and say their salary. Only salary. They'll tell you their salary. You're feeling though, now. There's no program for any youth. You go to agriculture, you say you want everybody to be employed. These are the biggest sector that's going to employ more people, agriculture. But the government don't invest in agriculture. They put little money into agriculture. But one man office taking $3 to $5 million more than school. School that are giving education to over 10,000 people. University of Liberia giving education to over how many people? They give them less budget. What they need to do, university don't get transportation, but they get $45,000 or plus car ride. They don't care what happens to the university students. They don't care about it. When they sick, they go India, they fly them. They don't care about JFK. So why should we give money to JFK? I mean, you increase some money back. When I sick, the country will fly me to India. They don't care about new trainings. What are the technology, new training you are introducing in your country? Liberia, you go to Liberia, you feel sorry for Liberia. They are like an arrow relay, I don't say introducing new relay now, new structure. Maybe the old type of relay they want to bring back. What kind of country are going to get 3 relay? Whole country get 3 relay. Like all you see there. Then everybody bowling the relay, so they didn't care for it. You pass to the relay, see how many people instantly they can hit you. But then passing by you. Man, get up from here, man. What kind of relay? They're yelling at you. What kind of country is that? For me, Liberia is not yet prepared because so criminal empire. They're not prepared to do anything. So,
May you still talking?
Yeah. All of them are criminal. They don't. All of them are criminal.
All right. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, yeah, before Amy come back.
I think it's important sometimes we bring some light to the conversation. In numbers that we have disagreement, where how Liberia House of Representatives and that of the Senate have proceeded over the past period, looking at all of those basis allotment that they carry on by themselves, allotting to themselves. But it is important that we sensitize the discourse with and some information. So when you call somebody criminal, they must have done something wrong, basically, that is contrary to the law. To just call somebody criminal, I think we owe it to the audience um, to give the kind of information that we are to give. So it's not in contrary to the law when they allot certain amount to themselves. That is by law, and nobody can debate that. Um, so you could want to come from maybe a rational standpoint or a moral standpoint to say, oh, okay, not a moral but basic a rational standpoint, and looking at this from the struggling perspective how our countries has been, to say, oh, the allotment they do for themselves, it doesn't make sense, it's not rational. But it is by law, it is backed by law. With all that, I don't know where Mr. David coming from to just call
Can I?
all of them criminal. But basically, let me learn, Mr. David. Basically, in as much that we have a part of agreement about how these guys operate and how they do things, it is not unique. I know people sometimes say, or maybe they just want to say, but it is not and something that's we should allow in public discourses or discourse to have just call somebody criminal, because it's just easy for somebody to wake up this tomorrow morning and call you Mr. David a criminal. I mean, with no proof. And popular sentiments or perspectives of people just wake up with rumors against people carried on by they being criminal. It is something that's I've always hurt our country, because here's the thing. If we want to talk about the guys taking these kind of a huge salary benefit, then let's go back to the constitution and do the referendum, or let the same houses, the both houses, do some amendment in the constitution to say, oh, they cannot do that, they cannot do this by themselves. But you can't take that from them by law, right? In as much that we have all of these conversations about how our country has struggled over the past period of time, but this is the law. The law said they should do it, and you can't take it from them, except we go back to doing some business reform in our constitution. I think that was the part of information I wanted to put out there. I know sometimes we have to talk about these things and think over the past period of time how the country has been hurt by the kind of a huge salary people has been taking. Like rationally, like I said, we want to see if on a minimal level where we divert the other form to the other sectors of our governing systems. But I think it's fair enough to strengthen some of these things as we make progress. Thank you, Moses.
Yeah. Can I ask my question now?
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
you.
want to ask question, go ahead.
Yeah. I openly said criminal, and he didn't address the issue. Then he talking about law. Who made the law? He made a law to say to
Yeah,
no.
but sorry. Point was that you just outrightly called DeLong and other people
I said
criminal.
all of them.
Yeah, that was on what basis do you, especially on these issues, on what basis you called them criminal?
Criminal, yeah.
That was
my
his
point.
argument. That was his point.
Listen,
Because DeLong put up a bill that says I'm making too much. I'm making 8,000. I want a bill that reduce 5,000 to this morning. How can you
Exactly.
refer to that as criminal? That was his argument. How can you refer? Somebody say I'm making 8,000, bring it to 5,000. How can you refer to that as a criminal act?
The first thing the criminal action they don't is that they don't declare that you will not ride for the $5,000 car.
No, but no on this issue.
Listen, that is the issue.
No.
If you declare that you will not ride for the $5,000 car, you should consistently not ride for the $5,000 car. But you're accepting every money that passes in that capital building, you're accepting it. Every small money that passes, you accept it. They don't need to come and say, oh, they get all they want, or they do they want, something like that. So but nothing, no more yet, they're not talking nothing.
All right.
All of them, the people told him, Donald Taylor told him, they said, "Hey boy, it's small. You
All right.
part of the whole group."
All right. I think on that note, he just answered the question that you have no basis of calling Mr. Dillon criminal on this issue. But let me say this, right? Look, you see, the country has to change. We have a country where we have this system that people should just remain where they are. And this is the same belief that we think the country should remain. Sorry, where you going? This is the same belief that we have that the country should remain the way it is. Nobody should change. We have a country where we beat on people just because they make an attempt to change. You see, for me, I don't believe that everybody in the country, even no government will come to power, everybody in that government are criminal or corrupt. No. And even as that, when people trying to make an attempt to change for the better, it's just fair enough to commend them. Because other than that, you're only telling the person to remain who they are. They could never change. We have a country where when somebody decide to change, we'll beat on them severely, we'll beat on them so bad just because they decide to change. Okay, yesterday I was criminal. Okay, fine, granted. So what happened today if I decide to change? Are you still going to be calling me criminal because I decide to change? It's like you're only telling the person to just remain who they are. They should never change. You see what happened? Then, for instance, Yeke, the brother was cursing George Weah. He was cursing George Weah 24/7. Okay. Now he cursing Bouaka. It's okay. So Yeke should not change. And there are people that even telling you, oh, but they made delay yesterday, so that not today. So we have a country where it's only by the mercy of God can make you as a person to really want to change, and you really change. Because we beat on people for not changing, for decide to change. You see, so let's say Dillon decide to say he will not rent for the $5,000 car. Okay, I don't know about that. What I know is that Dillon said when you give him money for the $5,000, he will not buy for the $5,000 car. But if the government purchases a car that costs for the $5,000, he decided to write it. That is a different argument. I'm a very huge supporter of Dillon. I'm also to one of the stronger critics of Dillon. So let's say Dillon decided to write for the $5,000 car. Okay, that is the argument that we can hold. But now, if the same Dillon say I will reduce my salary to $5,000, what is the argument then, Mr. Davis?
So to you, what was if your son come from school, you say that school 80.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 80 that men's school, the men's school 60.
Okay.
What will your argument?
If my son score 80,
your son score 60.
Uh-huh.
Can you change your 60 to 80? Or you show it the opposite, we say that at 90.
If you change it, that criminal add there. If you change it from 60 to 80, that criminal add.
Okay, that the criminal add I'm talking about.
So what's the correlation there?
That's a wrong analogy, John.
Yeah, no. Now what's the correlation there?
They're talking on public radio.
Uh-huh.
That he left when they select him as Liberia senator.
Uh-huh.
$5,000 car.
You see, he will not write for the $5,000 car.
He used the word never.
Okay.
Go look for that something. Go look for that video. You were saying never.
Okay.
I will live in a community where I've been facing my heart. They don't fence is 15 feet in the air.
Okay.
Power wire or a camera over. These are fake people. They lie. They're criminal.
So because they don't decide.
Look at America.
So because they don't decide. I don't know why I mean is so that we can change to different topic. But so because they don't decide to improve his security, that means he's criminal.
My man, what comes from people mouth, you should live with it.
So
when you go to the public, you tell the public, publicly, I can't do this. I will never do this. When you start doing it, they will remind you. Our country is so that kind of way. You know, like the Western country. Western country, a lot of the people they will not tell you again.
Mr. David, let me come here a little bit. I'm sorry to cut you, but I mean it's terrible to continue listening to you because it sounds somehow because here's the thing, right?
Sorry.
Let's have some conversation, right? It's just easy for anybody to just we're gonna call somebody criminal, but you're not correlating anything that make DeLong a criminal. You're not getting no basis of the law. You're not telling us anything
So
that
who
is
make the
contrary to
law?
good
They
governance.
make the law in their own interest. They're not making for you and myself.
But come on,
These are cartels. These are criminal cartels. They made the law in their own interest. What about cutting a salary down instead of carrying a budget up? Why they carry the budget up?
Who carry
what's
what
the
kind of
current
budget?
budget of the
What
The
you talking?
present budget, 2026 budget is high.
They carry up.
Yeah, they carry $10 million. They increase it.
what's the
That they
salary?
don't want. That they don't want carry up.
Yes, because they made their own salary.
I want to ask you, Mr. David, what was the salary in the 2025 budget and what's the salary today? In the 2026, in the proposed 2026 budget, what's the salary? I got the budget right from me.
What they can do, let me tell you what they can do.
No, I mean, just answer that question. I know it will not be a yes or no question.
No question. I can't answer yes or no question. I like in elementary school. The problem here is they take the budget and add it on other stuff. One representative gets 17 people working in his office. 17. What they're doing there, what they're not doing there, you don't know. What are Apple? Nothing. So let me tell you, any country, government is the highest employer. That country is a poor country. It's not a rich country. Let me tell you, poor, very poor country. Any country that don't get private sector, government is the higher employee, that poor country. Just go there and get moved from there. Investor will not even go there. They don't want to go there. Because who come and go there? Only government can employ people.
Let me ask you a question. May I ask you what is the name? They say I live in America.
By carrying a budget.
The conversation is getting boring. I think we need to transition.
But our House of Representatives.
Yeah, no, we can transition. I don't know the topic. We can come up with a topic though, because Amy, I don't know, probably she's busy.
Amy, I don't know. Amy is frozen.
When America was shut down, what happened? The people disagree with the president. Except our representatives and senators then disagree with the president. Thing will be straight. But look at the Orlando deal. They passing it. People already collecting that money. We say the deal not good for Liberia. They passing it.
It's alleged. It's alleged. You have
no proof. They're taking money. They say alleged.
You have no proof to what you're saying. Come on, it's you
anybody that working to the bank, they'll tell you the representative they're collecting 50,000.
You continue making these statements, and
I'm making false statements. I get friends that work to the bank. They give me information.
What's the proof?
They're collecting 50,000 each of them. They're talking about less.
Let me. I do need a transition now. Yeah, sorry, you want to come in quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need a transition, like you said. We need to look at, because I think it's almost 12. I think it's frozen from our angle.
Right.
So we need to transition and look at something that we can close on very quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been thinking about this thing, and I think maybe you guys may have contrary view to it, right? The issue about the usual way government runs and in Liberia, and I've been on the record to always say, if you are a government, you are a government. If you are a political party, I know every sitting government has a political identity that which we cannot dispute. But I've always said we should project ourselves as a government, or when we are in government, you should project yourself quite different from people who in opposition or people who has political party aiming at power. I know there will be some political things happening, you cannot divulge yourself from it. But the issue about the December 6th program, I've had my own reservation, but I don't know. I want to open it, lay the premise of it, because over the past period of time, we have seen government upon government celebrating quote unquote achievement by having some programs, and on an overall, in my view, some of the programs has not been rational. Some of the program has not been, emulating from the more, objective or realistic basis in line with government. And now we're seeing the Unity Party that we support, actually trying to have a program on December 6th. As we heard, some of the information that I've got, that they will be celebrating some of their achievement, their new party headquarters, and quote unquote victory that they had since 2023. In that program, to be appreciating Liberians, the president, for some of the things that he's doing. Now, I've had my own reservation as to how that program should be, but I want to hear from you guys. What is your take? I'd like to start from you, Mr. Moses, Moses, to actually start with the conversation. What is your thought about this whole program? What do you think? Um, and why you think at this time we should be celebrating, quote unquote, some achievement and whatever party headquarter that the Unity Party has?
Um, uh, Actually, it's not Moses, it's Morris. The M stand for
Morris, I'm
Morris.
sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I have my own, take on that. But you have not give us the premise as to whether it is wrong or it is right or it is not. It's not appropriate at this time. Can you just? I mean, what is your initial position to that? Are you saying that it is not appropriate or it is not? There's no need for the government to do because they are in power. Is that your argument? Is that what you trying to? So I can know where to take it from.
No, I'm just projecting it, putting it on the floor for discussion. Then I can come in with my own, part of idea, part of view on it as to how I see it from my own point. So I just try to put
Okay.
it that way
Okay.
because if I give a definite statement, why want you to be the last speaking, it might send out another singular. So that's why I just try to project it that way for to hear from you guys what is your take. But if you want me for me to go on to actually give my part of one thing that I have, I would not
Yeah.
have no problem with that.
Yeah. I mean,
Here's
because.
the
Mm, mhm.
here's the thing, right? It's a good thing for the government to celebrate what they want to celebrate, whether it could be this government or any other government. But I believe that in my mind, it is we should be very timely about certain things. And as much that we sit on this platform, we talk about some good things in our country. I think it's not appropriate. We're looking some basic things that we go through. You can sit on this platform and say we look at government from our angle in terms of governance on a broad perspective. Putting system together has been something that this government has been doing a lot when it comes to that. But there are other many issues too we need to tackle. And when those things are tackled in my mind, it's worth more than celebrating. Not only maybe by having a program, even if you do not celebrate, the librarian will celebrate you. So that has been my initial thought on this issue about the Unity Party having a program because over the past, but now we larger government like the CDC, um, because they have series of e-programs talking about what kind of day, blue day, celebrating their whatsoever achievement, all this stuff. And at the end of the day, some of the things that they were talking about, it was not forthcoming. It was not the basic reality on ground. So the Liberian people saw it as a mockery. The Liberian people said, but these guys, we voted you guys to come to power to do the right thing. And you keep indirectly mocking at our by having program to do some of these things. So at the end of the year 2023, they were kicked out. So that thing, saying what I have saw in the past, it is very unique that we project governance and how we proceed with celebrating quote unquote achievement. And before we come out with it at a certain level, that's my initial thought.
All right. Look, you know, it's almost like the people that are making the bread and butter argument. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but it's almost like the people that are making the bread and butter argument. They say, but Unity Party say they're fixing road. The people say we want bread and butter. They say, but we're bringing at least stable electricity. They say we want bread and butter. They say, okay, we're still working that at least the water homes in homes, bread and butter. So except they have to define what they mean by bread and butter. Because somebody could wake up and say soup and rice. Why bread and butter? Why not soup and rice? So look, you see, it only depends on from the lenses you're looking at to see what you're looking at. It depends the lenses you're looking at. You're using. Look, one thing we have to understand that Unity Party is the government is the leading government, but at the same time is a political party. You cannot say because Unity Party is in power, so that automatically, prohibit them from having political rallies, having political jamborees. No, that is not a fun argument because not everybody in Unity Party are in the executive. The party is a political party. So that the first thing first we need to establish. Because if you hold that argument, then by the time you become political party, you win election, there's no need to do anything. Just even close the political party headquarters, do everything, just focus on governance system. So that is not a fun argument. If you look at history, Unity Party is not noted for just celebrating because of achievement or celebrating victory. No, that's not Unity Party. 2005, when Unity Party won election, it was not celebration as a political party. 2011, when Unity Party won election, again, there was not a celebration as a political party to celebrate victory. No, there was no celebration. Unity Party, Congo Town, the headquarters. We all know what happened. Unity Party was kicked out of that headquarters right after at the verge of Unity Party leaving power. The whole political stuff, Rick Maroon and stuff like that. Unity Party, but then, in fact, Unity Party already divided. The Madasele Unity Party and the Bwaka Unity Party. Unity Party was kicked out of that headquarters. On ground that they cannot afford to pay because while they carry the Unity Party said no, we cannot afford. So they kicked. They left. They came back, struggle, won election, and now they have regained this political party. This headquarters is a political party headquarters. And you've seen that because they are in governance system, they should not celebrate. No, I don't buy into that. Because the thing is that it's like you're saying that the people that say you're in government, you're not supposed to respond. Oh, but you have the right to say things, to say lies, to run propaganda against the government. But the government, because they are in government, they should not respond. So, Brother Story, I don't buy into that. I don't think that has anything that will impede the Unity Party from working, from doing what they're supposed to do, just because they're celebrating, they're having celebration, they're having political jamboree, they open a political headquarters. I think that is a milestone, that is an achievement as a political party to be able to regain a political party headquarters. Unity Party from 1984. Today they have a party headquarters. I think that is a huge achievement that deserves celebration by the party. I can just stop there for now.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. You can go
on. I don't know what water some of you guys can drink before you talk all the thing.
Oh.
Is it time for Unity Party to celebrate from 1984 to 2025? Is that achievement? It's a failure. From 1984 to 2025, it's a failure. We don't call that achievement. It's complete bluff. What they need to do is from corrupt money. They want to cash corrupt money. You are forgetting you key on the mantra of how many people you are rescued. The first president is saying we cannot get ourselves to creating job. The president is saying the same thing, job, cannot create job. Then now the people that work in the pool water, dirty water, if you bring in them again for them to go sit down in party, some of them will be leave from their hungry, they go home. The bread and butter issue is not even solved for the people. Then you say he's celebrating. What is the victory he's celebrating? What you have done for the people? Where's the bread and butter issue? How many people going to school? How many children going to school? How many public schools see in Liberia, they don't get benches, they don't get something. You are allocating $89 million to build 100 schools. It almost like building one of these schools then for what? Which school is going to build 1 million in Liberia? If you see some of the school building, then when you say that the school, the government was building it, you will not believe it, you'll be sorry for it. So now you don't follow some of the time. Most of the places the people going to labor is they're cheap. You get somebody far out, they can work for you for 1 month. Let me tell you. So in the interior, they won't build those school dens. And when you see some of those school dens, after some time, you will not believe it. It's just like where his name said, Ellen Snow. When you were with FIFA, you build up.
Are you doing closing yet?
That's posted that ATS. They get Ellen student, I know 11 or some more million dollars. You take it, they can put it on ATS. After 2 years, our whole thing was leaking. So see, Ross down, they didn't bring aluminum zero. They bring the same $150 for piece. That's what they bring. Where the sea water can just collect it and finish it. That 11 million, all they can do is they will put carpet on the ground. Nothing to do with that place, they design and pin it.
Mr. David, 30 seconds.
It never changed. They got to take like 11 million to go at least renovate Kakatan Sports Stadium or Grand Basel Sports Stadium.
Yeah, almost 12:30.
They take it, they put it right there, they eat the money, they divide the money, I said. Then they bring carpet from in the container, they can put on the ground. That carpet for 11 million.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing they do to that place. They eat that money free.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was looking so that party come and celebrate. That's why I'm on there for. When the president said they cannot create job business, giving them how to create job. When they should allocate some of the money that is stealing to private sector. Let private sector create job for them.
Thank you, Mr. David. I think we out of time. Thank you for being back, Amy. We're holding ground for you to be back. But you actually met us discussing the issue about the Unity Party, and December 6th celebration. We are trying to give our own analysis around it, how we see it. But before I give it to you quickly, a few clarity. I did not say in the phone manner where I said it actually prohibited, and I acknowledge the fact that the political party, they can celebrate anything they want to celebrate, but I'm looking at the timely matter of it. In politics, you want to look at time. It's very important. And I projected argument that talk about they being sitting government and how we project our achievement out there, right? I'm saying out because we support this government, right? So, I mean, that's what I was saying. I did not prohibit the whole programs. I'm just saying it from a different view because we saw these things in the past. It never helped political party. And I think, I might be wrong, but I think in some light, the Unity Party want to play in the CDC light, in the CDC bowl, which is very terrible for some of the things I'm saying. I might be wrong. So, Amy, there where you met up, I think you can take it from there so we get to the end of the conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, anyway.
I do believe, I mean, whatever they're trying to do, I don't see anything wrong with it. But what I see wrong with it is that when the CDC did it, and after that, they had to set a date to and something. And even if that's not what they're trying to do, it makes it look like that, right? So that's the only problem I got with that. But wanting to build party headquarters and all of that is, I mean, they're working now. They got money to make contribution. It doesn't have to be government, fundings or whatever. So, but the only thing is, right after CDC did it, it would make anybody to think that that's you're still running a competition nonsense with them, and that's what it looks like to me too. And but other than that, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think Facebook got a problem. StreamYard got a problem with Facebook. It might be out now. So yeah, we can just close and go home. So Maurice, let's start with you on your closing.
Yeah. Look, Mr. David, when you say you don't know what we drink before we come on the show, yeah. Look. Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other just water we can drink. Nothing else we can drink, just water. A water man. Everybody know me. For me, everybody know me to be water man. I only drink water. Even soda, I don't drink soda. Yeah. The fact that somehow we know that in democracy, so at times you're forced to listen to people, even if you don't want to listen to them. You just force it because that's what democracy calls for. You have to, because everybody have to speak. So if everybody have to speak, you have to just listen to everybody. Yeah. And sometimes we're on the show, we're on 176, and you can say 195. We don't. Oh, you take 195. It's up to you. Take it 195. As long as we all can reach New York, that's what matters. But I like you being on the show. Like I always said, you spice the show. Yeah, interesting. Somebody has to spice the show. So I like you. Honestly, I like you. But look, on a more serious note, Amy, you said it was just a coincidence. Unity Party was working. They had a plan a long time. That December 6th was already planned. It just probably the announcement of the date was just a coincidence. Right around the time the CDC were having their own groundbreaking and stuff like that. A Unity Party is not like doing a groundbreaking. They have a headquarters already. That headquarters is being owned now by Unity Party. Just like a celebration. Like the brother said, it's a disgrace. I'm saying how many political parties Liberia have almost for the more than 100 years plus. We've been having political party, the first political party from the Green Party, now turn to the True Way Party, all the way now. You can check more than 4 political parties that own headquarters in Liberia. So to say it's a disgrace for Unity Party to have a headquarters now is a disgrace. I don't know for one point you're speaking for, and, but I can say that for a fact that it's an achievement. The fact that Unity Party owns and a party headquarters now is an achievement. So again, there are a lot of partisans. Not everybody work in the government. Unity Party is a political party. They're excited. They want to be at the headquarters. They want to have a political jamboree sometime. Unity Party can never be compared to CDC every night and going to Unity Party headquarters, dancing, children twerking and this and that, playing Ludo. Unity Party is too busy for that. So that comparison can never be whole. We can. I mean, it's far. It's two different political parties, 2 different agenda. So they are not the same, brother. But it was a good one. Thanks. I hope to be here regularly because I've been out of the show for a little while now. I know for my own stuff. But thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, been a lot of hectic for everybody.
Right.
Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, we saw the fire incident. We send our condolences to the family, the Davis family.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the achievement government has made in protecting life and property. 0. No property being protected in Liberia. We're going to go celebrate party head office. Nobody are being trained. Police are not being trained. No car for them to work with.
No car.
DE is suffering on the other side. I mean, no car.
Nah, that one aren't true. Police got cars.
Police don't have cars. There are low manpower in the police academy. Low manpower. The poor police, they are very low. Can you, don't not even compare that one. The police are very, very low. And we're looking at the budgets, the way they're handling the budgets in the country. To me, it's a criminal in nature. Setting allocation for certain things like NSA, carrying them to how many millions of dollars. Budget higher than even the police. How many NSA employees do you have? Look at the EPS. Budget higher. How many EPS do you have? You're sending a budget to so millions of dollars just to protect the president. These are places the government put money for them to steal. There's no good way for you to stay and policies. These are criminal matters. They do all the things in criminal attempt to do it. They're not doing it because they let EP or they let the citizen. No. They're not doing anything that's going to move the citizen from where they are to put them into another area. No, they're not doing it. They're doing it to what they call. Look at yourself. You go into the library, they're telling you, "Mama, be careful." It's in a English is speaking to you, going to your own country, they say, "Be careful. Be careful how you go about. Happily you go and not save. You think you happy? Then your government sitting now, they stealing money. Then you say they're not criminal nature. They're criminal. They are not making the country equipped. They are not making the country secure for you and myself. They're coming from America to go live there. No, they're not doing it that way. They're doing it for their own self because they get police, they get government following them, protecting them. You and myself go, do you get government from the airport? No. But when they're going home, when they come visit America, they come visit their agricultural break. They come do the agricultural break and bring like everything here when they're going by the police car, waiting for them to the airport. They will take them straight home, arm inside. You go to like a big gate, boom, 12 feet, 20 feet in the air. The high looking in Liberia. They don't care for you. They don't care for even the little people. Now, at this time to me, it says 1984, Unity Party was established. Buying headquarters at this point. Is that celebration you should do when your people are living as your property? Or you go CDC do it? This is the from power and brought you into power. CDC didn't do nothing because the president brought doing Bugatti dance. Whole day making music. But I don't know what this time his studio break down. You know, president can go to do more music. He don't want to do it. But he or something. What you
Thank
do?
you, Mr. Davis.
So it don't need to be like that. The president talking about employment. They are fair on employment. In 2 years' time, president said they don't know how to do the employment setup. Nothing.
Mr. Davis, what the president said?
Nothing happening. Everybody just tackle the government and just steal enough money and pack it in their pocket like all they do. And to me,
Thank you.
Criminal. There's no way to call. Now only the men that can check your phone, you're calling criminal. The government has said that law because you're talking about increasing our salary, increasing their budget is criminal in nature. That only feel like all of them criminal.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I think interesting conversation. I think this has been one of the longest conversation, 3 hours, 22 minutes. It's a lot we have had here. I'd like to say thanks to Brother Moses Davis with interesting commentary, and to all women in Liberia who actually interact with us in the comment section, take upon your time to be here. I think we talk about a few things. The fire incident, government should actually change in that light. The budget of the Liberia Fire Service is not encouraging. They need more budgetary support, and to actually empower some of the departments that actually have to carry on serious investigation in our country. We talk about the issue about Senator DeLange proposed bill, and I think we want to urge all of the senator, if they mean well for Liberia, they should actually look at that bill and put all of their effort and send it to the House of Representatives to actually debate it and have some concurrence with it and send it to the president for approval, so we can actually make progress in the kind of money they have to save if they shall have cut down their pay by per law. It is just easy to call somebody criminal, but I mean it's important to bring some validated argument to actually that should be coordinative with the criminality out there have already always carried on with. It's important to listen to Mr. Davis saying just call somebody criminal because you just want to call them criminal per perception. And the perception corruption in our country is on the increase. We know fast. Somebody just sitting there call somebody corrupt because you work in government. Like Brother Moses said, it's not important. Even the worst government that we saw just left. And not everyone was criminal in our government. Yeah, they have some good folks that really actually meant well. I mean, we can have about disagreement. Let's be careful because when you come on these platforms got sacred. To denigrate the sacred of these platforms is just to say things, because you want to play some drama. I think it's appalling. And we talk about the lot of issues. It's a good thing to celebrate what you want to celebrate. In politics, in governance, always look at time. Time is important to every issues that you raise or every issues that you quote unquote want to celebrate. It's a good thing for any political party to celebrate what they want to celebrate. But I'm just talking about the timely aspect. And I think we should try to look things. We try to do it. We always say things will not be as usual, like the president would say. And we believe that things will never be as usual because of some of these steps that he has taken over the past period of time. It's always a good thing to be here, Amy. We pray to be back tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. Share the show. Everyone, please. Yeah, so we condolences go to the family again of the bereaved, but we're still saying I will hope that Gregory and whoever fire chief or whatever do some investigation with all of these theories that is going around. You cannot ignore it. I think you should do something to bring down the fear in the country about these inhumane behavior that other people want to be doing to harm people, so that people can go to bed sleeping, resting well, being peace while they sleep. Yeah, with the whole Senator Dillon, and like you said, Mr. Davis is always coming with this fire burning, and however, I see it's good to be bold and beautiful, but you should also like have some little facts with your bold and beautiful. Miss Senator Dillon said he never said he was not gonna ride a car. Senator Dillon said he wasn't gonna take $45,000 to buy a car to do car. And since Senator Dillon became senator, I have not seen him doing that. The car you drive here, you use to buy a car, or you do buy a car. You should know that. If Morris went to the parking lot and took a 2026 car and drove it off that lot for 1 or 2 years and took it back, if it was costing $80,000 when he took it back, it would not be $80,000. But you and I would see that car is an $80,000 car. So when Senator Dillon took the car he was driving, is the car that the late senator drove, the one seat in which he came replacing. The one he came replacing. That's the one he took. So what this is that you did not expect him to say, "Oh, give me a $20,000 check. I don't want that car," even though the value had depreciated. I don't want that car. Give me an extra $20,000, and what are we going to give that car to somebody for? What, $5,000 or $6,000? And then he took $20,000. I think he actually saved the government money. This is what you guys don't think about it, but the politics just something at all. That car was already used when he took it. It wasn't a car that he was getting $45,000 to go pick up. So for us to say, "Oh yeah, he lied, he did this, he did," this is somebody who has been calling for this bill, and he been using his own money, and then he started to transfer in a rehabilitation center. All of that. I know in Liberia, I don't know how we expect people to change when somebody that's doing it, we're not, encouraging them to do more so other people can join them. This is what he always says whenever he go to a session, people, his colleagues are laughing at him like, "You have something yourself." They say they call it the so say you and everybody are the same. That is not encouraging other people to change because the seats and they're on fire doing it, and what? Nobody encouraging him. Nobody putting it out. They're still calling him criminal like everybody else. So the other boys see any reason means to do anything that he's doing to follow suit. And I think we should stop doing that. Like Sarah said, CDC people were corrupt. They destroyed the country, but not everybody in our government. They're happy. Some people that wanted to do the right thing and they sidelined it. It doesn't mean they were all because the government were corrupt, or even in the government. Not everybody in there were doing. Well, a few people did that got exposed. So we really need to be careful when we're doing this thing. If we say we want the country to change, when someone starts to do a little bit thing, we should encourage that everybody else will follow suit. That they will think, "Oh, they're holding this person here." When Senator Dillon came and he started every little thing coming on air and saying it, how much the mail was. What happened? Everybody from that house, from the legislature, they started coming out. Am I lying, sorry? Every little thing, everybody running outside to go on air to come talk now, right? They weren't doing that before.
Exactly.
Because then they did it. That sparked a trend that everybody was doing it. So even whether you know this person personally, you know that when they're doing something little, let's encourage them that other people will follow suit to do the same thing. What he did here, whether he faking or he faking, let other people follow and see whether he faking. But so that's what we have to be encouraging and stuff, and instead of just beating everything down because we say, "Oh, JJ Roberts, it never happened, so it's not going to happen now." I don't believe in that. I think there's first time for everything, and when someone is trying to look like they're doing something different, we should also encourage that for them to continue to do. So thank you guys. Guys, we'll be here tomorrow. Please share the show. And continue to share. Thank you for being here with us tonight. We thank you. Have a good night. And we will see you guys.
I have a question for you.
This show finio. Keep your question tomorrow.
I've seen Senator Dillon say not running for the $5,000.
What something?
Senator Dillon, when one election, you took for the $5,000. What are you talking about? Don't let Javelin do Kai right now. You finish buying now.
That card is not for the $5,000.
For the government.
Bring the car paper here, the $45,000, and we will put it up.
I
and we'll
said
talk
not the
about it.
old car because Senator Dillon is a new senator. It's
You
not
never
a
want to read one and show you.
I know, that's why I said bring the paper, bring the
And you
price
know
of
she's
the
not
car,
doing
bring
it.
the
That's cool.
paper, and we'll put it up.
Bring the car, the man,
We'll
right?
force Senator Dillon out and with something, but for now we
It's not
gotta
the
do.
old car because the old car Senator Dillon went for election.
Thank you. We agree now. He riding 50,000 car.
We'll talk about it. Bring the paper and we'll talk about it. We
I'm
gotta
just-
go. It's late now. See y'all.
Go for election, they can buy all those cars for themselves.